Here we go, Smoggy. Holding some U-tilts, just a corner check, shoulder check, there it is. Kill found, cannot get out of there. Dug himself into a bit of a hole.
But look, EDG not
Aku
accelerating.
berhasil, let's go.
Liquid not over-rotating either, though he does come to try and support Soulcast.
Ini gua disconnect dulu ya.
EDG are just backing up. I mean,
Wait.
look at the lurk from
Gokil.
Shichu. Quite reminiscent of the pistol round here, no?
Sat.
He has a cage as well if you wanted to block off that sightline angle from where the turret is, but just gonna hold too long.
Guiding light out from Soulcast.
Wah,
Doesn't see
itu
anything
ada
A-long
sponsor
whatsoever.
tuh.
So now they read it. You see Redgar sprinting his way over to C. What does the timing look like? Looks like EDG are going to be able to get in.
20 seconds. I mean, yeah, they do get themselves into the site.
Kegedean nggak?
What's a call from Liquid? Players are only just starting to get into position.
Nggak
They want to try and
kegedean
flood in. Plants down.
So,
Too much to offset it.
Huh?
Kang.
hello guys, welcome
Flash
to
play. Lovely
my
angle on that one.
first
Doesn't
watch
actually
party
dent it, though.
Valorant.
Just
Walaupun
forces
agak
a couple of these
sedikit
lines and the angles here. Soulcast with the rifle resetting.
Mustinya nggak
Chicho
telat.
cleaned up and
Gue jam
traded.
1 udah standby
Advantage, player advantage.
Entah kenapa ini
Themselves
udah
into the
mulai
side easily.
masih
Enough.
belum jam
And
1.
Soulcast
Jadi
there
masih
playing on
setengah
the screen.
1 cuy.
He's a big difference maker
Udah
in that
mulai.
situation.
Sorry.
Swings back side with the
Next
Vandal.
time
Manages
gue
to pick
bakal
up 2. So of course, Team Liquid had the better weaponry, and
next
that is
time
going to do some serious economic
lebih
damage.
pagi lah bangunnya.
Oh,
Oke, gue akan buat poll dulu.
They knew that Safe was there, and I'm sure they would have continued to chase, but the fact he doesn't
Ayo dong.
manage to get out
dong.
with a dash. Let's go!
Team Liquid.
The energy's good, the economy isn't.
Edward.
It's a Spectre and a Judge for Liquid.
Edward Gaming.
That is interesting. So, maintaining, at least with that gun advantage. EDG not running away with a bonus round here, but this is a heavy A play from EDG. Real disrespectful. They've been playing
Nah, di
this so
sini
slow
sekarang
off the
kita
rip now, but
ini
this
day
time just
ke
taking a lot of
berapa
space
nih?
on A
Day
long.
ke
Safe is playing another kind of one of those. He's relying on his dash and maybe a
sekarang di
trailblazer to
upper
bail him out in these kind of
quarterfinals
spots.
ya. Tim Liquid versus EDG. Gua membiasakan dulu guys ya. Jadi kalian kalau mau nonton sekalian sambil nonton aja. Sembari kalian ngajarin gua. Sebenarnya gua mau nongolin timer sabeton gua. Timer sabeton gua tuh ada di sini. Tuh. Cuman kalau ada timer sabeton kan kesana nanti gimana gitu ya. Ya nggak sih? Jadi timer sabeton gue tetap jalan tapi gue umpetin aja. Besok gue lebih pagi bang.
Paranoia flash and the dash is actually quite excellent inside the smoke. Kang is still safe, but he haven't cleared Sean. There we go. Soulcast is finished, but still players, they maintain the grasp. Defensive play, just crossfire. Yampy really just turning up here.
Sarapan gue sih udah siap. Sorry gue baru sarapan aja.
Last one standing. Players to try and muscle his way
Nama lo
through
di
safe, really.
Wikipedia O-nya 2.
Putting a stop to it.
Kasih link. Gak bisa nih.
Another big performance
Kasih link,
from
Riot
those
bener-bener
two
nih.
old guard Liquid players. It's Yampy this time that steps up. Wow, gorgeous spray transfer onto Kankang there. And dealing with Smoggy too. Kankang, I think, just staying inside his cloudburst for a little too long there, not confident in the utility. And he did also get counter flash.
Suara cukup kan?
By Yampy.
Suara cukup? Nggak
Those two,
kegedean kan?
Yampy and Soulcast, the only members of the roster that were part of
Nggak
the
kegedean kan?
Team Liquid that eliminated EDG from champs last time they played. Yeah. So, in some sense, a revenge match, but I don't think that'll really be what's on Edward Gaming's mind here. It's just about how far you can go in the tournament at this point.
Absolutely. Achieving that first win, making the top 8.
Kalian mau nonton atau sambil gua ngebacot guys?
At this point now, how far can they go? Aldong was talking about, the potential of revenge against Liquid after being eliminated.
Ini kemarin gue main di sini guys.
These are new teams. Shock darts close, not breaking that alarm bot. Here's the dash though, over the top. Round the sides, and there's the right click. So Yampy falls, hands a rifle over.
They look very prepared for the areas that Team Liquid are going to be fighting.
Tahu sih di situ.
This time though, shutting down a bit of a garage pivot. Players trying to work their way through. Kang falls the back and definitely aware of it. And that's tried to, again, adjust that movement backwards and forwards. And wow, while Redgar was smoking. Kang not wasting any time. Vacuums up the back of the site, and now he is a nuisance. Look at this guy, all the way towards the back, forcing out the the team flash timing. With the flash, he was flashed up safe. He's alone here, has the dash, the updraft, the shorty! Claims the kill, can he get the form? It's shut down.
Dari mana nih?
Nobody pushed up to help it out.
Official call
Safe,
streamer
almost salvaging it.
Indonesia.
Okay, a very slow beginning to Haven. punctuated by
Anjir,
some
gua
insanity
masuk
there
dong.
towards the end. I mean, both Jet players making the play for their team.
O-nya 2
Kankan gets into the
anjir.
backside there. Yampi's got no chance of winning that. Absolutely not. They just predicted his position perfectly. But this play, to dash onto Redgar and catch him in that timing, beautiful. And then this really gave Safe a chance of winning the round in return. That's a thrifty that will massively help EDG. And now Operator online for Safe.
Operator online for Safe is already making the peek through double doors. Inside the cage, has to use the dash to disengage. There was a lot of utility in a lot of them. Make sure they can't get away with too much.
That's the value of the cyber cages for sure. It gives you that audio cue when someone's actually pushing and contesting them. So everybody in EDG ready to punish
Video
that.
gua harus,
Safe decides to
gua
back
sambil
up without
kerja
even
video ya,
firing a
kalian
shot.
sambil nonton aja ya.
Here's that same kind of drone being used. I wonder if Liquid try and find timings to push up after they hear this one. I mean, there's a stun being
Kan
held
kalian
right
bisa
now.
dengar suara
Yampi decides not to use
komentatornya ya. Jadi kalau gue diem kan oke aja sih.
It's been quite an interesting game so far, just in terms
Ngedit
of
sendiri,
timing.
iya.
I mean,
Ngedit sendiri. Thumbnailnya belum
slow
jadi.
down frequently, but you see those
Sorry ya,
bursts,
thumbnailnya pakai seadanya
explosive
aja
play,
gue.
deep smoke all the way down, trying to fake like Kang does have his presence there.
Nggak, jadi ceritanya gimana sih? Jadi mereka ini nggak mulai sesuai jam.
Yeah, it's used very early. I think
Kan
Safe's
jam
not well
used flashes.
1
There's gonna have to push
katanya.
Except he's not even there. He's not even on the long angle.
Gue harus komentarin.
Yo, right up close. And Smoggy survives on 1 health, almost getting the collateral. Here's the Blade Storms. Hop over the top, Safe. Let's try and make quick work of this. Shunt this before they can even get into the site. Rolling Thunder collects all of them, corralled up. 12 seconds remaining. Not a chance in hell of trying to get themselves into this. When it's a TP onto B of all places. Aodong, aftershock in his face, 6 seconds left. He has the spike, needs to plant it just in time, but it can be denied. A peek, an attempt to try and again play for it. Fault lines all over the place, just absolute anarchy.
Bingung ya kalau orang dipindah-pindahin
The
gitu
attempt to
kameranya.
just try and adjust and pivot.
Lu ngeliatin apa anjir?
Liquid are finding their opportunities to hold on here.
Match 1 kelar
They're not
2-0.
getting baited too heavily.
Emang kalau
into
2-0
EDG's
mulai
very
tetap
slow
lebih
play.
dulu
They're
gitu,
so happy just to hold
kagak sesuai
themselves
jadwal
and
gitu,
rely on
ya jam 1
Safe
jam
to
1
deliver.
gitu.
This pick is good, and then Yampi immediately coming in and being able to deliver that rolling
Anjir,
thunder
gepeng
stops
banget ini layar.
anybody from pushing onto Safe. The 1-2 punches have actually worked quite nicely.
Orang bisa nikmatin main game
Now
gitu.
we've got EDG taking a bit of a time out here.
Jir,
The score is 3-3.
dimajuin.
It's definitely been a lot
Asal
of
teriak-teriak
backwork.
aja bang pas ada nge-kill.
Now,
Oh gitu,
one of the
oh
key
gitu.
things
Gua
that
harus
you're
teriak.
noticing from
Oh,
EDG is that one of the key things you're noticing from EDG is that Shishu is giving them options in the late round on the lurk, but it also means that he doesn't commit into sights with them as heavily.
I'm gonna give credit to Team Liquid. I mean, most teams when they're planning around a lot of the
Terus ada
defensive
iklan.
protocols on Haven, they will want to try and get an operator in their Jet's hands.
Kayaknya
as
kalau
soon as possible.
YouTube,
It's pretty
gua nggak ada
standard, but
iklan
the
deh.
amount that Edward Gaming is slowing it down, contacting,
Itu gimana
trying to
kalau
get
ada
away
iklan,
with
guys?
things at various areas. The op is a great
Masa gua
tool
Twitch
for that.
apa yang ada iklannya? Twitch Prime.
You know, changing the pace
Gepeng
can be a
palanya
major
gede,
tool.
jadi
It
mungkin
doesn't mean that playing
kita
slow
lebih
or
enak
playing
gitu ya.
fast is better in
Guys,
Valorant,
ini
but
iklannya gimana di
mixing
Twitch, cuy?
those two is really important to throw defensive teams
Itu
off
tuh
their
ada
game.
iklan Jir nih.
And thus far, we've only seen the slow style from EDG, apart from that one
Itu
round where
Twitch
Kankan
nggak
went
bisa
crazy with the blade
no
storm on
iklan.
Thrifty. They're coming into another Thrifty here again with an
Dukung
operator
siapa?
in that
I don't know.
hands of Kankan.
Gua
This is nobody has purchased this for Kankan.
Gua
So
ngeliatin
they are
aja.
intentionally doing this in a timeout.
Somebody must
Oh,
have.
hi Momojan, thank you for 5
Alright,
membership.
Well, baited me with that one. Absolutely baited me with that
Twitch
one. Where do you
sama
want me to
YouTube
continue
lebih
it?
cepat
Something
mana
not
guys
here.
delaynya?
Yeah.
Boleh tahu
You
nggak?
want me
Atau
to go
sama?
with that? I'm not doing it. I'm
Kalau
just
nggak gue
moving
ke
too
YouTube
close.
aja.
And so this isn't again going to be a really slow round, right? So
Iya.
maybe Team Liquid are going to be expecting the tempo to be increased off the back of a Thrifty. Actually, Kankan's just going to be walking around.
Sama,
trying to find
kalau
picks.
sekarang sama
It's
nggak?
really going to catch somebody off guard, but it's revealed.
Kenapa dia
First shot
nunduk
doesn't
ya?
land.
Kayak
That
PB.
was an important
Jadi
one.
iya,
Because
kepalanya
now Team
nunduk.
Liquid are going to be aware that they've made this purchase.
Terus juga lumayan POV juga lebih banyak.
Steep push from Safe.
Emang
All the
beda sama
information is to be gathered
YouTube
through
kah?
his team.
This is one of the first times since the second round where they've gone for a reactive push to try and catch EDG.
Spike up close to the corner.
Off Redgar's contact.
Kankan has a dash. It's not active though, and yep, some sort of timing. I mean, they take the pop flash, but
I think Soulcast just blinded himself and Redgar.
it's the bait and switch. Nobody. He lands his shot. Chev straight to the head.
What an absolute mess from Team Liquid there.
The drone as well to clear this one forward. Soulcast is kind of trapped into the corner. Rolling Thunder, a choice to commit it, but well, Soulcast is stunned up, yet still stunned, lands it. Shot still there, over the top, trying to offset as well. Across their placement, Howdong has really just, forced this one.
But also what an incredible recovery from Soulcast. After a bit of a whiplash, being able to pick up 2 while stunned has actually kept Liquid in this.
That's his low though.
Safe is the player on the flank right now.
And here on A-Long needs to make best of the moment. Close to the left. Didn't catch it, but no kills going either way, and he's still got the dash. Goes for it, lands that shot. And there's a couple more waiting for him. Smoke at the feet. How does he want to try and get into it? Smoke, drop down, half onto the defuse. That's already in, but he's on 20 health. 4, half onto it, over the top with the shorty. Not the weapon of choice, but again, just didn't really have too many options at his disposal. 4 in the round for Howdong to shut that one down, and we're looking at 4 to 3. This has been very back and forth.
Yeah, but it's been back and forth in the most bizarre way possible, Brent.
EDG dari mana ini?
Pistol in the follow-up, and then 2 thrifties.
Oh, dari
These rounds are really bizarre. I mean, the first thrifty, I feel like Kankan went crazy with it. And this time, it's a Team Liquid mistake down short to offer them that opportunity. And EDG are going to capitalize. We've seen from them so far in this tournament. If you offer them an in, they're going to take it.
China.
And now it's an op-v-op battle, though not going to start the round with that. Safe takes the standard line down A-Long as Kankan goes, watches towards Garage to start with, and then is going to come back over here. Yeah, it's a bit more pushed up than standard.
Yeah, this is aggressive. I mean, Safe, he is that guy. Something to prove, honestly, as well. There's a lot of people doubting this Team Liquid squad. Making excuses. Spots the barrel, sees the shoulder, takes the shot, dash into the wall. Still backs away, but not dissipating. Give the clean angle, wants to reaggress onto this.
What a play by Safe.
This is insane.
I mean, he's just got back onto this angle perfectly. He's giving his team maximum information.
Not that close though. Exploration into mid. The alarm bot dealt with. Nobody trying to hold this ground as well. And now he's worked himself into this lurking position. A cage.
The lurking Sova.
Over the place. Yeah, I mean, this is just adding so many different
agak ini ya, agak sedikit beda ya kalau lu ngelihat dari perspektif bisa ngelihat semua orang ya. Kayak kesana mereka nembak angin gitu. Ngerti nggak sih?
I love this. Nobody just holds
gue nggak ngebayang sebodoh apa gue kalau misalkan asal nembak begini. Kalau ini kan kita bisa ngeliat semuanya ya, dia di mana, dia ngecek soal sini, padahal nggak ada orang.
Jumping down, trying to double up, Nats covering it. So the lockdown was destroyed. This can play up close here. It's down to Chichu. He doesn't have that angle on him, but he's not watching for the bottom of mid. That's Redgar spraying down. Damage done, but not enough to claim the 2. And so, Josh, I gotta say, one of the most bizarre maps I feel like I've cast. And I can't really get a feel for the flow of this because it's just all over the place.
Yeah, it's because EDG are playing so slowly and then using lurk timings in bizarre ways. I mean, that's one of the things that's actually good about EDG, and one of the reasons why I think
langsung pindah ke sebelah kiri, nembak, asal nembak 1-2 bullet begitu buat ngecat aja gitu ya.
What a lot of the regions are expecting. But you gotta say, the player that's actually winning this for Team Liquid, I feel, consistently is Safe. He's been able to get so much value with the operator, whether that be like one pick and falling off, or just holding the line over towards A. They're giving him ultimate responsibility of holding C all on his own, or A all on his own. And it gives the rest of Liquid all the freedom.
What?
Player like Safe as well, you gotta think, he's coming into this matchup, everybody's
gue suka line
the whole Kang versus Safe matchup with the duelists. Safe is a player who's been popping off, honestly, the entirety of the EMEA season.
Yeah.
He's been dominant.
He's been hard carrying Liquid in a lot of the situations. Probably not the grand finals, which is their biggest win.
Kill berapa gitu di sana
nggak ada. Safe was the guy. And he's supported Redgar to get into a very deep position towards C, which again allows Team Liquid to stack over towards the middle of the map and towards A. They have chances of being able to play a flood retake here off the Seekers. See what they decide to go for.
Back spam from the Heaven location. You know the Yampi's up there. They do have access to the site. Anything to push this back.
So it's going to be a set retake from Team Liquid. Redgar could have met up with the rest of his team using that Omen ult, and instead he's going on a very slow flank here.
All the way through. I mean,
ini baca gimana EDG Zumik
on the flank. We'll see if he chooses to do so.
Chichu can hear it though if he uses it, surely.
Yeah, TP's across. I think that is heard by Chichu. It's an important fight again. It's on two different fronts. Safe already jumping all the way down, close to the corner. Chichu captures Redgar when he was trying to make the play. Flash and backing away. Team Liquid already make the call. Discipline to back away from this when they realize it's a lost cause. Oh.
Can get him punished. Yeah, there's another round that's just a bit of a misread, I think, from Liquid. You know, the overall game plan from them is to have Safe providing them huge information so that they can make the right reads. And this time, just not quite. They thought the read was that EDG were going to back away from A and end towards B. That's why they moved Safe over there. They had 3 players around the B area, playing retake A really without any major ultimates with which to do so. Only the Seekers. I don't think that's enough, necessarily. I'd like to see them play retake A with, you know, Lockdown or Rolling Thunder, something of that nature. Bit of a miscall there, I think, from Team Liquid, but that's also the first rifle round that EDG have won. So, how they're in the lead is a bit of a miracle.
It is quite strange.
But they've pulled out some crazy stuff when it was required of them.
Expectations of how you'd expect the game to
Awal
go.
kita harus liatin sih biasanya itu ultinya.
Quite bizarre.
Utility.
Early util that was pumped into A lobby. Trailblazers being used as well. Quite early
Anjing
on
gue
by
bingung gitu mau
Soulcast.
ngeliat yang mana sih. Rollback yang harus dilihat gitu.
A lobby as well. Cam spotting out where Nats is playing as it pushes.
Jadi
this is a double
jadi komentator sih susah banget ya.
Fury all the way through. Flash as well from behind. Nats holding down the fire. Buys enough time for Safe to also respond. Redcar playing up close. Wants to take the fight as well. Just pushes right past it. He's eager for it. Kang still in the action, still in the fight, but the Blade Storms just couldn't quite land it. The micro adjustment's not there with the aim, and so 5-5, Team Liquid.
Kok gue nggak bisa gitu ya?
Evened up.
Redgar's hit is Super Saiyan mode. The grand finals, it felt like watching a different player with Redgar. The regular season, it was up and down. He had some horrendous games. He had some good ones too, thrown in there. But when I watched him play the grand finals, he's just hitting every shot. He's challenging like this. Going for plays, confident with the swings.
Kata dia gue rencananya setiap
watch
party gue
nanti
kalian bisa menangin Valorant Paling. Kita ada yang giveaway. Tapi kalau benar tebak siapa yang bakal menang nanti gitu. Cuman ya gampang lah. Masih banyak
We've
kan.
been talking about a lot of hype around EDG, the firepower that they've got, incredible plays they've been able to pull off.
There are 3 players in A long right now, but pings all over the minimap towards B. And I'm not sure what Haodong's cooking up here, but it's some kind of set pre-planned round from EDG.
Mas gue nggak kelihatan.
What is the play? They don't have Spike.
Trailblazer, I think spots at least 2 there, up onto A as well. This is all over the place, but...
And they've got nobody playing more of a lurk than I've ever seen from a Sova on Haven.
Safe. Disengage inside the smoke. Oh my god, it's all over the place. Labored with the spray. Chichu claims the kill though, takes out the opposing Jet player.
And it looks like the idea there is to pull people away from A. It's actually triggered a reaction from Nats.
Yeah, and he's
also...
That's 2 players. Still, Nats lands one of the kills.
There go the Nano Swarms on A. It's all down to Soulcast and Yampi to make something happen. Yampi caught.
Soulcast is pushing now. He's got his knife out, man.
As much as we're finding it difficult to find the read on the flow of this game, you can see Liquid are having the same issues. That none of the Team Liquid players had a clue what was going on in this round, and for good reason. Again, this is scramble. This is how EDG are going to mess with you because they just play some of these maps so differently. Gone are the days where they just held W and were extraordinarily predictable. They're now going to mess with your heads, mess with the flow of the game. I mean, who expects the Cypher Sova to be aggressively taking garage control to bait out A pushes?
So ini dari tim mereka berdua ada yang ter-highlight
ya siapa gitu
playernya.
Credit to Haodong as well, his calling style. He's added that nuance with every single international event.
Tuh ada iklan
anjir.
Shad, Jumpy, Redgar, Nats, Soulcast.
They achieved their goals that they set out for, making the top 8.
Kangkang.
That's where they are right now.
Haodong, Nobody, Smogy.
Starting the final round again, and Safe and Yampi are playing for a bit of mid-control. They've spotted it now. And look, immediately, as soon as they know they're pushing Safe away from that spot, instantly pivot to A. I mean, the calls, the way that they're moving the map is really quite nice.
Haven't wasted time with it. Smoke dropped down.
Oh, si Jot. Kenapa Jot anjir yang mana?
for the rest of the team to get in, because Team Liquid, they choose to flood all the way through. How don't just TP right up close. Sinjoga will make a couple of plays like that. Chichu had the knife out. Definitely don't want to bring that one to the gunfight. Down towards short. Everybody fell. That's a flawless. What a weird and wacky half of Valorant we've just witnessed.
Yeah. I mean, if this is what the rest of the match is going to feel like, then we've got some bizarre situations in front of us. But
Jir, gelasnya banyak banget tuh.
You know, you see the two jets at the top of the screen. They've been delivering. I feel like the map, though, has come more down to who's got the read on what their opponents are doing.
Kangkang itu Jot.
6-6 then.
Thank you for the gift.
This first half here of Haven. Even scoreline between both of these teams. You have to see which direction as well it will continue to go in, but let's send it down to the desk to break it down. So
thank you so much, fellas. And again, 6-6, half a closely contested game, but there were a few moments there where I agree with Brendan's Sideshow, where I was like, man, what in tarnations are EDG doing? And they pull it off sometimes.
Yeah, I think that they were having the same experience as some players were having inside the server. I think that is also the kind of playstyle that maybe Liquid was not used to playing against regionally, but actually on the stage, trying to, you know, be innovative and get them off guard, catch them off guard, but not actually achieving
Oh
that.
my god, ini nggak mirip Jot sih, cuman emang kurus ya. Cuman gimana ya?
Haven on attack, EDG. What are we expecting? I'm expecting Kong hitting left, right, soaring across the side, dropping freaking bombs as he goes, like just destroying things. And it wasn't that,
Jot,
right? It was very meticulous. It was very pacey. It was very cautious, right? Chichu kept trying to find timings. Kong had his moments, but it just wasn't what I expected.
Kenapa gambarnya double gitu?
The Jets have showed up.
Nah,
they have been the difference makers, just not, as you said, Doug, in that bombastic, wild way that we would come to expect.
I think throughout the regular season in EMEA, we were getting a lot of that coming in from Safe.
Anjir, itu kalau di atas panggung itu nggak getar ya?
And acknowledging the fact that they do not have a solo, that initial duel that you have onto A-Live is going to be different. Of course, moving on to the defense, Solkas is going to get creative. Of course, I think
kalau main dengan layar
easier to execute knowing that you have the power of those
4-3 sih, menurut gua agak sedikit.
But I don't know.
Bukan buat konten kreator sih ya begitu ya.
On the defensive side, right? Get him posted up with an op. He had it early in the first half, and he even had instances when he was glaring across the stage in the first half. Never really materialized what we were expecting.
Well, if you're Team Liquid, you're not believing on those attack win stats. You got to make sure that you put a stamp on this one and send it back over to Sideshow.
Thank you guys. Yeah, you know, while the halftime is going on as well, me and Josh, we had a discussion.
Deket banget gila sama monitor anjir.
We've been applying, I think, a little bit too much critical thought into the going on of the game.
Absolutely.
And we've agreed to
ganti side.
Well, maybe not give up, but
ini seru nih.
We're gonna be rolling a little bit more.
Give up and enjoy the moment.
Yeah, I think that is an important takeaway from this because
Kang has a sheriff.
He's got a sheriff. He's purchased it. He's 11 and 10. He's feeling it. He wants to take it to the opposition of Safe. We see some aggression out of double doors, though.
Wah,
look at this setup in Garage. It's such a hard read. I think that's part of why the first half.
Tapi kayak monitornya 24 inch sih minim, nggak mungkin 32 sih.
And it's not where Liquid are going to again.
Yeah. So they're going to go straight down through into B. Dash now into the right side. Kang, that's a deep dart to clear.
Kang. Oh, iya dipanggilnya Kang.
It was watched by Nats yet. Well, he falls. And they pounce straight out of double doors. Two of the players colliding, collapsing now onto it, but positions have been flipped around. Team Liquid, they want to take up the extremities. On the one side of the map, Safe has to be aware of it. Could be that flank timing, a stun into the corner. Shots rattled, only needs the two. Solkas
gitu ya, emang bisa ngindarin kan?
Towards the back of the site with the ghost tap, 6 bullets left, cannot get the second. It's traded up to Redgar. It's planted for him. Out in the open, bit of a tap. Players are low. Just trying to bait out and hunt out of position. Redgar with that kill. Time really running short. Nobody needs to kill well. That's confidence, isn't it? The IGL feeling it.
Oh my god. Go kill.
These are the moments that Redgar is just pulling out of nowhere.
Wow.
Out of nowhere.
Wow.
He's just pulling magic out for Team Liquid in some of their most recent matches. It's a delight to watch. It reminds me of him running around playing Rainer on this map, back when they used to ban it all the time on mech. Let's fucking go. All right, language. I know you're having fun out there.
Yeah. Keep it PG, get a rule book out.
Yeah.
That's a huge round. You think about this. EDG, 4 out of 6 of the rounds that they've won have come out of pistol, follow-up, and 2 thrifties. So Liquid really have been getting over the line in most of these situations. But I just said it, the thrifties have been big for EDG.
The Marshall purchase pushing forwards. Information trying to be gathered here. Safe making the most of it as a stun. His face, 47 health, drops down. Smoggy's in. Oh, this is going a little bit all over the place. It needs to be contained, needs to be watched for. The classics. Has enough been done? Can nobody clean this one up? 2 players left standing. Safe will go down to really light breeze. He should be able to hear those footsteps.
Yeah, they can definitely hear him. Oh, nobody's going for the sound bait. He's faking like he's gone all the way through.
Sound bait? Dia sengaja lari gitu ke sana biar kedengeran gitu. Anjir, ada istilah gitu.
Take contact of main. Nana Swarm as well.
Terus ini bisa apa?
As Nats plays his life, it really shouldn't be winnable for nobody. I mean, does have a shock dart to clear some area of the plant, but well, it's deaded early, so not even having that option, that chance. There it is, has to reload because the turret took up most of his time. First shot going to be missed there by Safe. We'll try and bait one of the fights as well, misses the first. And yeah, Team Liquid are really just playing this one excellently. There's a discipline, a wide swing, a wider facing as well. Just buying all that time. Let off the clock, 1 player left standing, it is Safe. So an expensive round.
Pelajaran, jangan jadi orang terakhir.
Nevertheless, here for Team Liquid.
And it feels like they're slowly pulling out into the lead. Now we'll have to see what kind of buy they can get together for this one. It looks like they'd be incentivized to full commit.
Itu pelajaran ya.
Shortcast going for a hero rifle, just taking a glance at the economy at the moment.
Itu
It's
boleh
kind of a tough
dicontoh nggak
decision
sih?
for Liquid.
Tapi kayaknya kalau orang domo kayak gue, kayaknya kalau ke soundbait kagak bakal ketipu deh. Gue tetap
struggles to buy that
kayaknya.
operator. And here's another question, Brent. What is the pace going to look like for Team Liquid? Are they going to play as slowly as EDG did? Kakuka talked about it on the desk how
gue disuruh main games,
the stats say
DBD
Team
cukup
Liquid are one of
nggak
the
sih?
slowest teams on attack side to get that first
Tapi
pick.
kalau gue jadi tadi Jetnya sama Killjoy-nya sih, gue nggak bakal ketipu sih karena gue nggak denger. Kayak
Players we're talking about it. Along in particular. Style of play. Flash re-clearance now into garage. Look at the cam. Taking a bit of that space. Even a Nana Swarm into the corner as well. A lot of util being used to clear close to the garage.
It's not a full commitment though.
Ini bagus
Not a C
pistolnya.
split. It's baited out a bit of a defensive reaction from EDG. Liquid are just prodding around the map. That Nana Swarm, great for getting rid of enemy Killjoy utility. Not so great when she was playing Cypher.
Yeah, that was a flash re-clearance. Sure nobody's in there. Now Trailblazer being used quite far back. One angle watch for. It's back and forth.
Again,
players still
slow.
From EDG.
It's been over a minute here, Bren, and Team Liquid still looking just to now recommit back through garage, which they cleared earlier, so now they're just going to contact in.
They gave it up and they heard the flash, I think, so they're worried about it being taken up again.
They still have 3 players over here towards C.
Here we go. Dash is there, fault line into the corner, stunned up. He needs some help, but Kankan will not be receiving it. Where's the team to try and bail him out? Chichu's there. Dodge to the side with a flash. No kill. Found. Time running short. Aftershock to try and disrupt this plan. They want to flood right back into it. Where's the util? Just raw gun duels. Beaming them down. The clock just bled down a little bit too much there.
Ini mainnya kayak gitu kan. Nunggu sampai 30 detik terakhir baru
turn up the heat, I think, Team Liquid to try and win out those gun duels.
Not the most expensive one in the world. But now Team Liquid are going to have rifles on board. This game is so close. Kankan's not built up enough money to be able to buy his operator, though. And he's still 1 away from the Blade Storm. So that major win condition of getting Kankan an op on defense side is not going to be there.
One enemy remaining. Spike.
If they win this round, though, that's when you start to see the Kankan op come out. So this one is going to be massively important. Team Liquid would love to win it.
Tadi nunggu sampai 30 detik terakhir anjir baru kayak gitu, sisanya cuma kayak buang-buang utility gitu anjir. Jadi tujuan mereka ngebuang utility itu ngebuat si siapa? Yang defendernya itu mencar dulu gitu. Sampai ada yang blunder 1 baru dimajuin.
Nobody will pick up the orb, get his ult online. Just Fury now.
Ya kan Omennya nunggu situ 1, Sofanya nunggu di sini 1.
Just in case.
I mean, how slow Liquid have been playing.
Cari yang
Fury may end up being very decisive.
Dalam tanda kutip kosong
seconds
gitu.
to a minute from now. Having said that, Team Liquid are grouping up towards B
Cuy, ada
with
iklan
the
lagi
spike as
nih.
if they may want to hit here a little earlier than they did last time.
Spamming to see if they can catch some of this Cypher utility.
That's something EDG don't have to deal with very much in China. I think they've got away with running the Cypher comp because the other Chinese teams really don't prioritize that.
Same pathing from Safe. He's done that a few times now. He's getting spammed out by Smoggy. Lucky to get away with his life, but they do gain the sight as a result of it.
Hunter's Fury?
Here it is. It's being unleashed. Doesn't get a tag though. It's slightly delayed. Does clear out towards the front section of B, so his team can.
Tapi kalau kita lihat ya, line up agentnya
from EDG, and now a call is made.
Dari dulu begini nggak sih?
Be a reclearance through garage.
Yeah, and a
kayak Omen, Jet itu selalu ada.
In their face, and it's being watched. Howdong's there. Has to expect a
Sekali
second.
Cypher atau nggak Killjoy.
Clear in that close corner, just ends up losing the duel. Here we go. It's all over the place. Utel, straight flying, walking, wading right through the smoke. What is that from Soulcast? Resetting for it, buying time for Redgar, and he strikes back. Kang, it's a 1v3, time running short. Hans just contacting, walking all over the place, looking to try and save there, but doesn't get away with it, does not save that weapon into the next.
This is what we're talking about with Team Liquid. Their game plan there looks lovely. They changed the pace. Team Liquid was slightly faster in their ability to get a beat plan down. They had defaulted towards garage, broken the trip. They just went for it. They went for it, they planted it.
Twitch nggak ada Twitch Prime itu atau segala macam biar iklan nggak ada. Emang nggak?
Garage to try and create pressure in the C connector.
Ini emang Twitch.
Lurking through A.
Twitch sama YouTube emang lebih cepat Twitch kalau begini. Musik kan sama ya.
And now they've heard the
kan
economy desperately.
Gue juga ada delay
streamingannya. They need a countdown round from the Blade Storm. They need it now.
They certainly do.
Tim TL win. Nih belum.
This map could quickly spiral out of their control. DG's map pick.
Cepetan Twitch.
He's going to be pushed up into the 4 position with the amount that.
Kalau Twitch kayak premiumnya gitu bisa ituin iklan, ya boleh.
It's a bit of a gamble. It's a good one. Because guess what? He might have some targets. They are slowly creeping onto his corner. So jump spot and the face by Safe. He was not worried.
He's been so good. Safe has just been incredible at finding these players in dodgy little spots and rooting them out.
Credit to Team Liquid there as well. I mean, Safe just had full confidence that he was being covered. He heard the jump spot, but he didn't swap his crosshair placement over towards the area.
No
they knew what their goal was, and it was to clear close. Here's a Seeker, used up close, nobody trying to get away with it.
Coba sekarang di YouTube udah berapa?
Smoke Seekers
udah 97 juga
broken,
kan?
but this time Team Liquid going all the way over towards C. Still, players towards the back, that's Howdong inside the smoke still. When will it be going down? Not too sure, but he's trying to play inside of it, hoping.
Kalau mau caster Indonesia sini ya.
Another smoke, drop down at the choke towards the back, Safe clears it. Adjustment with the aim of the team as well. They've got his back.
Gua caster Inggris aja guys ya.
Might want to try and take it straight to them. There it is, there's one beat. One in the chamber left still. Nobody brings him down. Confidence trying to slow down the shots in between as well to land it, but it is cleaned up with 4 players surviving of Liquid. That's going to be the 10th round that they get. Steadily getting closer now as well.
Berapa duit Twitch Prime?
He's taking a sip of his drink towards the end there.
30 seconds left.
Around it on the end. He's just like, yeah,
layar panjang gitu,
we got
map
it.
Gede banget,
No
guys.
worries. On to the next. Round 18.
Oh, these people are insane. Bener sih?
It's gonna have to be. I mean, Safe
$11 per.
Certainly is.
13.
Nanti kalau udah break lah ya. Nanti ada break nggak sih? Nggak ada break nih. Match kedua.
Losing that finals, they got something to prove indeed, and well, okay.
11 itu per bulan.
Yeah, that one.
What was Redgar doing?
Well, Redgar was just inside his smoke. That's Redgar's smoke.
Map
You expect
muter,
that to be a
anjir.
safe area. I would ask, what is Howdong doing?
Ada break,
He
okay,
just
ada
ran
break.
in there. But he just acted like it was a Thunderdome and took the duel.
They're running straight in now. They're going to take the C site. That's waiting as well for the re-swing. It's all being cut up by the dash in play. There's a plan.
Spike planted.
Sounds into the post. Kang with the dash here. Flash not connecting.
Yampi is about to rip the ult.
Yeah, it's a Rolling Thunder right in his hands, but he's out in the open. His backside showing, mate. Pull the trousers up. Come on, get on with it. Kang round the side now, using smokes to reposition. Spots it potentially. One hit there. No, not quite. Nats, he's still there. Peekaboo right round the sides. Doesn't get the second kill he was looking for. 2 players left standing here for Liquid. Players flooding in, but his timing is everything from Safe. He's flashed. It's a bit of a team flash. Soulcast, he goes down to Safe. Half on the defuse. Updraft over the top. Howdong puts it down and claims the round.
Ini serem banget.
Another quicker one from Team Liquid, EDG. It feels like they want to fight. Right from the beginning, as soon as Howdong just sprinted into the smoke and took down Redgar.
Break on the next map.
Look at this replay. I mean, they get a stun.
Yeah, it's a stun re-clear.
But they don't know, as far as I'm aware, that Redgar's in there. I think Redgar must have teleported, and they
he was spamming before he jumped into the smoke.
Absolutely.
Which means...
I mean,
apa keuntungan map muter-muter gitu sih?
Gue
sih pusing loh map muter-muter gitu.
ADG get a much-needed round here that keeps the operator in Kangkang's hands. He's going to be taking it on a walk down C long. With the camera to start with.
Yeah, taking liberties.
Yeah, and that's going to allow Shishu to rotate off. But it doesn't really look like Kangkang's op is going to be the difference maker here. He's so far away from where the action's actually going to be happening. And Team Liquid, they dictate the place of battle.
You should run.
Again, it's the same foresight that's being put in by this Liquid squad. Lockdown here is going to clear all the way through to B, the backside of C. They can go in whatever direction they want. Wait it out, try and re-clear. Now, they didn't break the trip close. That's actually going to be catching onto, I believe, was that Yampi?
Yeah, Yampi.
So Yampi's going to be beamed down. Here's a Rolling Thunder. Attempting to play. EDG just pushing on every single section of the map right now. Kangkang with the operator decided to take that flank timing with still Nats. There it is, hits the flick. The wide face by Nats.
Kangkang
down into the middle of nowhere, 2v5.
Jot balik, Jot, udah Jot. Ih mirip banget. Nggak badannya mirip, mukanya mah kagak anjir.
Duel to give away their chances this time. Quite patient. Ping into the corner, letting his team know that could be a player close there, tucked.
He's right.
Certainly is.
Oh iya ya, di bawahnya facecamnya ada KDA-nya ya.
Yeah, just looking the wrong way for it. First part of the puzzle taken care of, but Kangkang immediately answers back and he says, okay, I'm going to flip the puzzle table. Not getting away with it, you're not going to be able to carry it forwards.
And Solgas has no chance of being able to win this one. So it's so strange watching Team Liquid run these fast plays, actually, because they're running all of their protocols as if they're playing against a Killjoy. They're not breaking the trip at the front, but Nats is throwing a Nanoswarm to get rid of Killjoy utility. That doesn't exist, but he's just doing it because he's used to doing it, because he's normally playing against Killjoy players. And he's not adapting, saving the Nanoswarm post-plan and looking for a trip to break. That's just lost them that round, because they're not thinking about how to adjust based on playing against the Cypher. Which is weird to me, Brent, because they were actually defaulting Garage and breaking cam and breaking trips when they were thinking about it.
Technical timeout.
And also Team Liquid were the one team that were running the Cypher the most on this map.
Absolutely.
No more than anyone, right?
Lihat tuh layarnya anjir, mau diemut itu layarnya. Dan semua keyboardnya miring ya. Kalau kita lihat pakai TCL ada 2 orang.
This entire map, and yet the score is still 10-9.
Gak bisa sih main keyboard miring sih.
It feels like Liquid are in control of the game, and then you look at the scoreboard, and they just simply aren't.
Ya ampun, bentar amat.
Able to find those moments and put together a couple good ones in round 18-19. Still make a serious run of this.
Technical. Gua mau beli Twitch dulu nih. Mau beli Twitch dulu.
I don't know where the Liquid will be. They might be feeling the pressure just a little bit. Yeah. I thought it was very interesting. We were talking to Emil, the head coach of Team Liquid, about why he thought they won against Fnatic. And I was expecting to hear a response about the strategy or map pool or something like that. He said, I think he brought more energy that day. You just need a certain energy when you come into games where you know you're going to win and you feel confident you're going to win.
Possible. All Twitch viewers can get ad-free view across all channels. Subscribing to Twitch Turbo.
Yeah, you might need a bit of a warm-up. Yampi barking.
Twitch Prime subscriber can still get channel-specific ad-free viewing part of.
Please do not repeat in my ranked games.
Oh,
okay, Dog
Twitch
forwards into the back. That's going to clear out towards Gong. It's a stun in the dark, but well, Smoke's watched for. Into the corner goes safe, and well, the Aftershock actually didn't do any damage. He's able to get out of there with the updraft. It's a flood attempt. Look at that crosshair placement. He looks immaculate. Precision from safe. It's just sublime, but it's answered. It's met. Howdong's there. And guess what? Kangkang also on the flank with this. Just getting a sightline onto it, a tap onto it. That's going to force Yampi to look the other direction with the Rolling Thunder, just in case they are on it. No kills claimed off of it, but Kangkang is taken care of now. Brought down. 2 left standing here for EDG with Nats on this reflank. There's the one. Chichu not able to get out alive. So 11-9. Adjustments were made off the back of that timeout. And Team Liquid actually looked quite in control of everything that was going on.
Twitch Turbo apalagi cuy.
They lean heavily on safe to get them into the site and get the plan down, and he is delivering today.
Oh, itu berapa duit? Twitch Turbo.
Absolute perfection in terms of the space that he's controlling and the shots
he's hitting. Ada iklan guys.
And this one's gorgeous. And then their post plans are really dynamic. They always have plans for them. Nats was on a flank. Yampi had his ult. They're developing plans for the post plan before the spike even goes down. EDG aren't really stopping them from getting those plans on B. They're always trying to spam where safe is, but they haven't got the kill just yet. Kankan maybe feels like he needs to force the issue. There it is again, Redgar punished. All right, Redgar, you need to chill on that one now.
Get at free. Twitch Turbo.
Swing through the double doors. It's your Cyber players doing that.
Subscribe.
Popped up. We're giving them information at least.
Buat lu nih Valorant nih.
Where safe is on the minimap.
Timor method.
So a bit of chaos just sewed in at the beginning.
Kalau buat sebulan doang bisa nggak sih? Ada Curious nih. Anjir, Curious.
Two-player disadvantage. Anything's possible though when Safe has those knives.
And they give him a lot of space.
189.653.
They've given him respect because he's good, but that gives him more room to work with.
Spots it. Here's the pressure being applied now towards C as well. Barreling through into C long.
He's running around.
Still a trip in their face. Yeah, it's finally broken. Backing away and regrouping with the rest of the team. EDG actually did use that as a chance to try and get out of there as the tap comes through. As a stun, a Hunter's Fury just trying to flood potentially back into this one. Do they want to take a fight off of it? Gonna have to adjust it. No one's actually really getting into the site off the back of that big ult. In fact, they've stopped it. Yambi now with plenty of time left to get that plan down after baiting out all of these key pieces of util, and Soulcast is definitely feeling it. Wide-faced Chichu, only the one before traded. Nobody. Looked his way into the back of the side.
Gua udah Twitch Turbo.
The barrel doesn't land the shot though. It's baited to the side and the spray. Rifle not cooled down. Yampi can take that fight cleanly.
There was a chance.
Sorry guys.
And yet Team Liquid moved their way
sampai tanggal berapa?
On their opponent's map pick, no less. Things are not going to get easier for EDG.
VCT sampai tanggal berapa?
They haven't played Split or Lotus at all. Most recently in China. So we have no idea what's going to happen. Map 2, Map 3. But they would have liked an early start. Something to work off.
Time taken though. Map's not over just yet. 12-9 with Team Liquid. More round. That'll put Haven under their belt.
Kankang's negative towards the end of the game. I feel like we haven't seen that all tournament long. And of course, EDG have been playing in the groups. They've been playing against the number 4 seed in the EMEA.
Nggak bakal ada iklan, guys.
That's Navi. Yeah, and they've been playing against the number 3 seed in Pacific as well in T1. So this is a big step up, right? Team Liquid have achieved much more than those opponents that EDG have been able to be. The Cinderella runs get more and more difficult as you go. That's part of what was so impressive about EDG just beating loud.
Subscribe lagi habis itu guys ya.
But in terms of
sayang kualitasnya nggak ada 2K ya. Jadi di gua agak burem, nggak tahu udah di kalian burem nggak guys.
With a kill per round,
which is just ludicrous.
And like about once every 4 rounds, he's going to give you a first kill as well.
Emang 1 menit, cuman ada cinematicnya dulu. Oh benar juga ya.
Producing player in the tournament so far, and yet Safe and the rest of Liquid
kalau
have
melihat
waited in
sekarang
ready to
main
show
gini
them how
turning
it's done
gini
in
offline
playoffs.
udah nggak ada yang pakai masker sama sekali ya. Oke, 12-9 guys.
They do have quite a bit to prove. People making a lot of excuses for Fnatic.
Match round.
Finals. Here we go. Cage brought up close here. Still a trip in the face. Updraft dash forwards onto the platform.
It's so perfect.
Oh my goodness! And a flash and a repeat. Way to the side. He brought down 2 of them. It crumbles. EDG have to do so much here. You can feel it. Kang with the updraft and the knives. A blade. Someone in 1 left. In his back pocket, Yambi takes a swing of things. Why not? Push back. Nobody who was pushing deep. 2 players close. Round here, it's all on Kang and so much to do. Just cannot quite get it done. Map 1. Team Liquid lock it up. 13-9.
Anjir. Kapan gue bisa jet kayak gitu ya?
Close game. A fairly fun one. But Team Liquid will be happy about that. They eased into it towards the end. And Safe just looked unstoppable. All of their execs set him up to succeed. I mean, here, he is inside the cage, he's waiting for defensive utility. Okay, no defensive utility gets used, now I'll commit. He's in, he checks the close corner, he's correct, he gets the kill. I feel like we saw Safe destroying the Edward Gaming players that were tucked into one and dones so often, just all the time. and he ends with 8 first bloods. He had 80% of his team's first
Selama
bloods.
lagunya nggak copyright nggak masalah.
He's delivering.
Usual day in the office, really, for
One
Saber.
minute, okay, guys.
Thing about him,
Yeah.
you cannot forget about this
We're
guy.
back after the
There's
break.
a lot of hype.
After the break.
Aspas Durka, of course, for good reasons as well.
After
But
the break. After the break.
see
Berarti
it against Liquid looking to see
saatnya nongolin
really set the tone
bocil-bocil.
of this tournament here in the playoffs.
It's going to be intriguing to see what they go for. I mean,
Lagi break.
like I said,
Gonna get the split.
next map, we've got
Dia
no
bocilnya gue
clue. I'm
hilangin pas
pretty
udah
sure the
mulai.
big reason that Team Liquid have gone
Pas
for
break
split
lagunya kopi kanan.
as their map pick.
Wah,
They're good on this
sumpah.
map too.
Lagunya
It's
kopi
because
kanan.
EDG just haven't been
Wah,
playing
bos
it.
kecilin.
It's not. EDG have been banning Lotus in China, and that's map 3. And they've also just not
Oh,
been
gimana kita
playing
coba
split
cek yang
at all. They
Indo.
were winning it,
Yang Indo
but
juga ada
they
nih.
haven't played it since, I think, mid-April.
Bilang ya kalau udah mulai ya, 5 menit kan?
The Act 1 of FGC.
That is a long, long time ago.
Yeah, in case you're not in the know, they played the entirety of Act 2.
Tim Liquid sih alien semua.
It's not a map that they've played much, so really going to be a lot of unknowns.
Ini lagu,
out here, but
ini belum break,
Liquid
maksudnya lagunya.
definitely came here to
Bukan
play.
ini.
The vibes are good. Turn as well to behind the scenes, you know.
Pas ada timernya tuh kopi kanan. Pas ada timernya tuh kopi kanan.
How they're playing.
The having fun buff really does seem real here in Tokyo. And there is no team, in my opinion, that embodies that more than Liquid.
Yeah, they are definitely just enjoying the moment throughout, of course. But that's just map 1 in this series. That was wrapped up, of course, by Team Liquid. Plenty more to go. Let's send it to a quick break on the other side of things. Our analyst desk will be breaking it all down.
Tahu nggak yang seru di pro player gini apa? Sinergi mereka sih. Mereka kan work as a team ya. Mereka benar-benar difokuskan buat ada sinerginya. Gue demen aja sih. Kayak mereka saling encourage. Wah! Bukan ini mah. Gua pengen lihat Gecko nggak dipakai kah? Ini apa nih? Oh, ini lagi break, guys. Gue pasang lagu sendiri aja. Oke deh. Lagunya paling bener nih ya, lagunya Riot aja. Sama lagu Riot. Nah, Riot musik dulu deh, Riot musik deh. Dua menit. That's all your collection with free gear from Prime tuh guys. Going for the clutch in 1v5 Red Bull. Gak bisa sih. Gue minum Red Bull sih, gue yang marah-marah. Kalian boleh minum Red Bull gak sih? Oh, gak bisa. Hah? Mana ada bangkong? Stream Valorant. Hati-hati. Si paling watch party nih sekarang gue ya. Hati-hati. Diki kayak watch party. Kayak gue ngeliat nama lu deh, Dik. Kok lu berani sih? Lu berani kah? Lu watch party kah? Enggak lu kan ya? Nggak. Tuh guys, ada tweet. Bisa nge-tweet tuh, bisa nongol tuh di situ tuh, bisa tweet tuh. Oh ada, ya ampun gue kira nggak ada nih. Kalau nggak ada nanti ini Riot lagi ngeliatin, nanti mau didepak aja Diki. Gue nggak ngeliat namanya anjir. Ini kalau ada Riot, gue tahu kamu didepak. Halo Riot, I love you so much. Jangan lupa ya, kontak email di sini. Mana? Oh iya ada anjir. Oh ya lu di D, gue di belakang, soalnya gue di page ketiga anjir. Katanya di Wikipedia nama gue udah berubah. Bener nggak? Coba cek Wikipedia guys. Nih Riot nih, yang ini nih tangkap nih. Yang ini nih, yang streaming gak ada izin, yang ini tuh, yang itu tuh, yang warna biru lagi tuh, No, ada obengnya, no. Yang belakangnya jet, belakangnya jet. Oh, oke, udah kah? Belum mulai. Break. Rame juga ya watch party ya. Pantas orang demen ya. Oh, ini kalian mau dengar dia ngomong?
Every team so far has really struggled against Kangkang, but you guys did not let him take the game away from you. What is the plan to shut him down? How do you actually do it?
Kangkang.
So I think you don't give him the respect, right? You don't think about him being someone you have to shut down, someone you have to give a lot of attention to. Just treat it as a normal game, right? Maybe you map out what he likes to do, right? But as long as you have good fundamentals and don't give him all the respect in the world or stuff like this, it's gonna be fine. So.
Do you think that's what your players did on that map?
Kalian mau nonton bahasa Indo?
A single time. Didn't even say his
mau
name.
Indo atau Inggris?
All right, thank you very much, Emil, and good luck in map 2. We'll see if Liquid can close it out.
Well, with that kind of attitude, I don't see how they wouldn't be able to. A lot of confidence there coming from Emil, the coach of Team Liquid here. Welcome back to the desk. Of course, Doug alongside Kukuken. I think immediately the thing that just sticks out to me was treat the boy just like any other player. You get out there, disrespect him on the stage.
Mau Inggris aja.
I love that.
The fact that he said that they didn't say his name at all.
Emang kalian ngerti dia ngomong apa?
Because of how electric of a player he's been.
But you know what, though? When you consider the fact that Kangkang really took a long time to get started in that game, even if at all, I kind of understand why. Of course you wouldn't need to talk about him. He was barely there.
We were talking about the operator being a little bit, absent in this game. Well, we were watching it, and it's probably because you have that amount, 4 flashes just from initiators, plus the paranoia, like holding an angle is going to be extremely complicated. And then they're going to run onto you, and then what are you going to do? Brilliant performance from Team Liquid. I think that something that the casters alluded to and was completely spot on is the fact that safe success has to do a lot with how the rest of the ground is prepped for him. And you could definitely see it on Haven.
Oh, 100% safe. Look,
yang di Indo masih
dynamic in that game, and he needed to, right? Because obviously you want to come out this with a strong statement made here, Doug. But yeah, you got to be happy if you're safe from map 1.
Yeah, and I think as much as they may say they weren't talking about Kangkang or anything like that, like they were very intentional things that they were checking to make sure that he did not punish them. I think about that push-up mid on attack where they had Chichu jump spotting in B, and he never bothered trying to spam that angle with Chichu jump spotting.
Tapi gue di Twitch juga nonton ya, yang Indo Twitch tapi
There's so much of EDG's approach that is set around like activating their star
player.
Oh,
Inggris lebih cepat ya. Udah kalian belajar bahasa Inggris deh kalian dah. Tenang, udah nggak ada iklan. Kali ini udah nggak ada iklan ya.
I mean, Kangkang was almost non-existent in the second half, while Safe took over.
Kangkang
did. Of course, if you're just joining us here, Team Liquid does go up in the series 1-0. As we get ready, though, for Split, and I think that Brennan Sideshow Kukuka brought up some really good points as far as like the familiarity that this team has with some of these maps here. And this, not only is this going to be pivotal, obviously, for EDG to win this, but then you go to Lotus, a map that they barely play. So at this point, it feels like the road is only going to become more perilous for EDG.
Yeah, but everything has to start with Split, right? Because they need to win that map. If we want to think about the next one, of course, there's a map that regionally they've been doing pretty good, but they haven't tested yet on this international stage. Although, I will give them that the composition that they played is not something that we see every day. So maybe they have an edge there.
Yeah, well, let's actually go ahead and jump over to the coach and see what the coach thinks going into this one. I know we have you two standing by with after.
I'm joined by EDG's coach After and Iris as well. After, we haven't seen your split in this tournament yet, but it is very, very strong. So what do you think is your biggest win condition? 我们在这个比赛上还没有见过你的 split， 但是你觉得你们在 split 上最强的？
tiba-tiba jadi bahasa Mandarin anjir.
我对我们的进攻有信心，因为我们有自己的理解跟打法。
I think we're very confident on our attack side because we have our approach and our understanding of this map, especially on attack side.
Well, you're going to need a very good attack side to be able to take it to map 3. Thank you very much, After and Iris, and I'll take this back to the desk.
Cepet amat anjing.
Thank you so much, Yintu, for that. And they're going to need to have a strong attack side indeed. She's 100% right on that one. Because as it stands right now, it feels like Liquid does have their number.
Yeah, exactly. And probably that has to do with the composition. The Breeds, the Raze, the Astra is something that we have seen in the past. You add a KO to the mix. Everything is going to be ready for Kankan to shine. Maybe it's not on the operator. It's actually on those explosive plays. And actually the moving forward and opening the space for his team.
It's interesting too because you think about this team and you expect them to run a double duelist on split. Given the tools that they have,
and they're doing it.
I imagine, yeah, like a Smoggy, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I was so confused about initially.
They're multitasking.
And this might be why we haven't seen it in a while because they have this prepped. And then also very quickly to allude to what I mean, the man talked about attack side, split a lot. Where does a double duelist thrive on split? Attack
side.
Yeah.
It's very true. It's very true. Kukuka, this composition, though, does look quite dicey. I'm interested to see how it's going to play out.
You're looking at the double duelist. I'm looking at the double controller. I think that opens up a world of possibilities, not only attack, but also on the defense. We know how important on this map mid-control is, and definitely having the Sage on the other side, plus the Cypher. We know how that is going to run, more or less. I think that if Team Liquid had any preparation...
Apakah kalian mau match-nya dipisah?
Let's see how this all is going to play out and send it over to the residents of Mustache Mountain. It's Brennan Sideshow.
Mana Picky sih?
Mustache Mountain?
Yeah.
I don't know. How do we go off that? How do we go off that? Let's get into map 2.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm really excited to start this map up because I think what Kukuka said towards the end, if Split, if Liquid had any
Bener-bener nih.
He's so scared. He's so
Jangan
scared
RTO gitu dong.
He's like, oh god, are they gonna swing me? And yeah,
sorry guys.
Rico finally strikes.
He pays for it with his life.
Kayak ada RTO. Bentar ya.
Howdong is so favored there. And it's all just gone in the bin for Edward Gaming. Five players stay alive for Team Liquid there. Yeah. They have a great idea, and EDG run into the trap completely.
You see the level of thought that Team Liquid do put into this composition. They have really great ideas. I mean, the bait and switch, the cam contact, safe re-clearing. I mean, with the way that this guy's playing as well, so much confidence to be able to take a fight like that.
How are you doing, Howdong?
Okay.
I'm telling you, the energy this team brings to games is sometimes unmatched. You know, normally I would listen to an answer, like the one I was talking about before, right? Where Emil was saying they just brought more energy in the game against Fnatic. Normally I'd hear that and I'd be like, classic coach BS answer. But I actually believe it with this team, man.
Jangan RTO pas lagi gue watch party dong, bener-bener.
When they get themselves riled up, they look fantastic. And they also have great game plans too. It's not just all based on momentum and confidence. You know, the airy-fairy words. But yeah, when they're snowballing like this, they seem a bit unstoppable. EDG are really going to have to pull something deep out in this round to answer. And it's got to come from Smoggy and Kangkang.
Yeah, the double duelist comp. It's quite good on the attack side. You can take a lot of that rapid space. Teams trend their approach over towards ramp. The reason I'm keeping this general, Josh, is because we haven't seen this team play this comp. We don't really know what they've got cooked up, but it looks like they are leaning over towards it.
But also, have you seen EDG run a really fast default at any point so far today? No. They were criminally slow on Haven. Yeah. They need to be taking
Halo, Marep, lu bener-bener ya.
That's what this composition really thrives on.
Again, they waited out. There's no real threat here. I mean, you're running the Astra as well. Just not even star on the top section of this. They're just spamming it down.
Wow, gila yang kali ini sih agentnya sih sangat-sangat bervariatif ya. Gila, gue demen banget. Yang tau cuma Sky sama Jetnya doang di sini.
I mean, Liquid.
That's his tongue in hell.
Oh yeah. Trip gets broken.
Go EDG.
Cage to reposition.
All this time, by the way, 3 players, now 4 players, everybody on Team Liquid committed to the A side of the map because they've got a wall in mid. They're not worried about anybody lurking through. They still know that there's people around here.
Ada Neng Viper, cuy.
He's just walking through spawn, thinking that somebody might have pushed through B main. There's Iron this entire time, but yeah, I mean, 50 seconds left.
Here.
There hasn't been any re-exploration from EDG. No util being used into mid. Paranoia, fight taken, right through the wall, Kang! That's what his team needed, inside the smoke. Nats will not get away with too much.
And he's done it, hasn't he? for what feels like the first time in the match, actually, apart from that Blade Storm round on Haven, Kang has just straight up won them around with his individual brilliance. He was paranoid in the corner, manages to take down one and another, puts Soulcast in a very, very difficult 1v3.
Glimpses of that old Edward gaming as well, when they were so damn good with the Vandal spray transfers. I mean, I've seen a team like it. Brings it out there. Should be the round win. And yeah, with Soulcast falling, 3 in the round, Kang. That is well earned. Let us scream out. You deserve it for that one. Your team finally getting that one round on the board.
Smoker tapi
Bring the
bisa
energy,
blind.
bring the confidence. Maybe even bring the tempo up a little bit.
Smoker tapi bisa blind. Emang nggak ada yang smoker bisa blind lagi?
Yeah, massive 2K there from Kang to be able to keep his team in that situation. Now Safe has the operation.
Smoker lebih jauh dari Brim.
Team Liquid put so much faith into it. He was holding down whole areas of the map just by himself. They have the utmost trust that Safe is going to be able to get onto a line at the start with a bit of assistance and then hold it forever.
Gue pernah belajar nih. Smoke-nya. Smoke-nya Viper.
Like that in mid.
Yeah, out in the open. I mean,
is he even going to think about?
Hold up. Smoke in his face. What's he going for? Trailblazer, he wants to take a time in. Oh, it's a half clearance! It is traded though. Kang willing and ready to run him down, and now they want to just burst themselves straight into heaven. It's going to be Trailblazer taken care of, but they don't really have as much control.
Ada Sage sih.
Try and take this slowly. Nats holding up close. Cage at his feet. Yampy's there. He supplements, he supports, and he helps out his teammate. Lovely movement. Chichu makes him favored in that particular fight. Dash still there. Again, walking onto it. Noise has been cut, slowed all the way down. Safe still active. Yeah, Shishu puts a stop to it.
Shishu.
They know where Soulcast is. The throw at util. He's isolated the fight though. Brought it into a 1 versus 1. Chichu faces and wins.
Major round. Major round by Shishu there.
Smoke Omen.
He was so close to just getting caught out when he goes into rafters through B. And instead, has a little jiggle peek with the snake bite in hand, drops down, trades nobody, wins the clutch, picks off Safe. He did everything there for his team. Absolutely everything. And we've seen him in clutches. We've seen him win clutches. We know he's good at that.
Oh, anjir, Jot. Gokil.
Off the back of a couple of rounds where EDG have had a player step up, Kang, and then Shishu. They've knocked Team Liquid's economy. Instantly take the op out of Safe's hands.
And they could do some damage. One step away from the ult. Safe though. He's making a go of it. I appreciate it. Good try.
Got to make plays, of course, when you're on the Nico, but that one not particularly set up. Just Safe looking for his own little individual performance.
Dia tahu tuh ada orang.
EDG are definitely approaching this in a somewhat slow-paced manner. But so far, we've seen more pace adjustments, even just in the first 4 or 5 rounds, than I feel like we saw from them.
Serem banget Sage boy shorty di atas gitu.
They have played slow, but then they've also pressured towards Ram.
This get dangerous.
What?
Okay.
Not anymore.
Yeah, Boomer spots it. Both cages used for the reposition. Oh, Kang, he's not letting him escape. Goodness me. Even faking me out there. Soulcast with the reposition. It's a bucky in his hand. Shot he's going to be taking. Not fight at all. So plan can start to go down here. Bit of a tap.
30 seconds
left. Bait out the switch, Kang. So keen to explore. He's like, oh god, did I just unplug my keyboard? Hey up.
I mean, he is looking down at his computer like something has happened. I don't think it's going to give Soulcast any opportunity to win, but...
Anjir.
Yeah, I got a sneaking suspicion we might be heading into a tech pause here, man, that mouse movement was... Oh, he's walking around again, actually, so... All right, maybe not, maybe not.
Anjir. Dia bisa
BRB, be able to pick up the lap. It's so right there it is.
What?
Bucky to the back of the head.
Yeah. Rifle for his troubles.
EDG will be happy with that, though, as long as Kang can...
Kayaknya mouse-nya jatuh tadi, guys.
It's a big round. Or at least a series of big rounds that now get them closer to ultimates that can help them continue this snowball. They're going to be looking towards a showstopper.
Viper's
pit if they get a plant down. These are the swing situations. And to be honest, EDG just copying this double duelist, double controller comp that a lot of teams are running right now. They have much more impactful ultimates.
Dia nonton di cafe anjir, gokil banget ya sih kalau bisa kayak gitu.
Showstopper alone as well. It can completely open up areas of the map where you want to play, and it looks like sights are set once more towards A. Will there be some pace behind this? It's all been quite slow at the beginning, waiting for the wall. Same play, same approach. Just waiting to see if there's any sort of Sage utility.
Iya, kaget ya tiba-tiba ada burung.
Flash gets info gap. Oh my goodness, just in the smoke.
See, this is the kind of round where I'd love them to go for a ramp pressure instantly to try and use that conditioning against Liquid. But it is a very similar feel.
All grouped up. Again, not too much exploration into mid. Beginning to that minute. Marking around. Boombot has to be used to just clear close in case somebody was pushed this entire time.
And because they're so slow and so stacked over towards A and mid, Nats is getting full info in B main with his camp.
No, we need nerve-wracking
all the Liquid players to be over towards this A heaven kind of area.
Seekers, what's the call? Ropes taken.
Cafe dibayar rakyat. Oh, ini bisa gitu di Indo nggak ada.
I don't know why Team Liquid have 3 over towards B right now when they know there's nobody B main, but
dibayar satu cafe ya.
Yeah, and Rekgar and Safe just with the wrong read.
Susah sih nyari cafe internetnya bagus.
Over here is going to keep them guessing.
Still not broken either. That's back away. Seekers here's the showstopper. It's rapid. Kang. Easy one for him to land. Safe still on heaven. Looking down, trying to find an easy fight. Look at his aim, and that is crispy. The crossfire setup. It's only the 2 for 2. Don't need to get themselves into the side. Dodging around. That's still here. Denies it. 7 seconds remaining. No chance in hell. Smoggy has to go for the kill. He has to try and leap onto him, and he does landed. Claims the kill was the only way for them to win the round.
In the nick of time. 2 seconds remain on the clock.
2 detik.
And that's Smoggy's second of the map so far. Wins them around. I feel for Nats because he played that situation, I feel perfectly. He was just hovering around, waiting to deny the plant. And it looked like he'd done enough. Look at how he swings around the corner here with his potential to win the 1v2. Just couldn't quite nip back around. I think EDG are a bit fired up. So there's
it away.
Yeah. It might have been the primal scream that seems to have ripped Kang's larynx from his throat. He's popping off here. He really is. Could not find his form nor his footing on map 1, and now he's been able to deliver the big multi-kills up in A heaven. He has this round where he's got great movement with the showstopper to be able to pick up, I think it was Yampi. And open up
dia mainnya kayak tablet anjir.
It is interesting that he's getting it done on the race as well.
Monitornya ke bawah anjir.
One of the big things I liked that they
monitornya di dada anjir.
Kang playing a jet more.
Begini mainnya.
It's a more suited role for it. It looks better for him, but he has been showing up. It hasn't been the topic that's been carrying him in this. It's been that raw
Nintendo DS anjir.
Util usage.
Also, Brent, I really like that EDG are taking compositions from other regions. We've often seen teams from smaller regions or inexperienced regions develop their own meta that kind of ignores what the rest of the international scene is doing. And EDG have learned from other people at their tournament. I'm sure watching VODs and playing a competition that we know can get vast amounts of value on this map.
Yeah, and even showcased as well just how fast it can play, safe. Disrespect towards the Viper. He's getting away.
Lo harus lihat player dari T1 mainnya kayak gimana.
Think about how good a fast A ramp hit would.
People are so unique ya. Gila lo pro player sekarang lo.
Trailblazer, repeat, fight, taken, flash in the face though. You got to respect that one. Got to back away. There's a slow orb for your troubles. And a bit of a reset again. Nobody fell. Nobody went.
But EDG got information. They knew that there was 2-3 players pushing them over there, and Kang's used that info to just walk up mid.
Gokil.
So now he's set up quite nicely and perfectly
kalau
silently
streaming kayak gimana anjir
to put the pressure once more on anybody that would be
lu
playing
bayangin
possibly heaven. It's
si Kang punya 3 monitornya. Nah, pasangnya gimana tuh?
Snake bite. be sailing through the air.
That wall's a bit of a nightmare. It looks like everyone's going to have to go A-heaven and spill out unless they spend forever breaking this wall.
It's going to take a long
Biar
time.
lebih enak nggak sih bola matanya nggak ke arah depan, tinggal ke bawah. Lihat ke bawah tuh pegel loh. Lihat ke bawah kan otomatis kepala juga harusnya ke bawah.
Drops himself down, does not have a dash available, but now he does. In and out of the smoke. Weaving backwards, forwards, shorty in play, out on, breaks it, shuts it down. Chichu! The reactions. Snakebite is online.
Anjir, Chichu sih lagi on fire banget
Now
nih.
he does cover that plant. Bullets raining right over his head. He's dropped down to 9 health. But he's still alive and a pit remains. Backs away though. That takes the timing.
Wow. They keep
Shishu with a
air
great
fist bumping.
try there, nice attempt, but all improvised. And
Okay.
yeah, he felt like he had an opportunity to win, but his plant was outside of the pit, so he was never going to be favored in that scenario. It's just a pit that he throws on the fly, of course, not one that's pre-planned. Once more, the hero
2-4, guys, yeah?
What he's able to do there, how has he got the awareness to look behind him exactly as the hit's coming through B main and make sure that anyone that's lurking through ropes gets dealt with? I mean, he just catches the timing so immaculately onto Kanka and then is still able to stop the A main push. This guy's a warrior. He's just out here
3-4,
doing work
Liquid versus EDG. Itu di bawah TL apa guys? EMEA #1, juara 1 gitu, juara 1 EMEA gitu. EDG CN.
Keep in mind though, Bren, we have no idea
Jepang
whether
ya, nanti
EDG
gue
are
ke
gonna be
Jepang
attack
langsung
or defense
nonton
sided
ini
on
ya.
this map. It's a very balanced map in the meta
Juara
currently,
1-nya.
but all comes down to team style.
Rengar's been playing on those ropes
Anjir.
a few times now. Almost getting pre-fired.
Palanya langsung hilang.
Lord, don't actually break the util. Trip's still there.
Ini si Jet. Oh, Bladestone.
He's got a shorty. He's hoping anyone will cross into his sight line. Oh my.
Oh my. No.
There goes the dash.
Yeah.
No.
They're a quirky team with the timings they take.
Anjing.
All over the place. All in main is going to be fading, expiring, but you're walking right into the shotgun. No kill. Running forwards, he heard the ropes, and he's just spraying. And praying. Prayers answered. 1 kill. And it's a scramble now, isn't it, Josh?
Yes, but it's a scramble over towards the B side of the map.
Mereka
Howdon
emang
gives away his
sistemnya
life,
gitu
but
ya,
this should be
kayak
Nats under
selalu
enormous pressure.
kayak
No,
trade
EDG, they're just gonna back
gitu
up
ya.
and save.
Satu mati,
the call
satu
was there
langsung
at that
majuin, nge-follow up gitu ya.
They almost made it. They nearly pulled the trigger and drove everything into a rotation.
And now we're seeing it's going to be the save entirely here for EDG. I'm surprised that they haven't been playing fast. Haven't been making any of these plays for it. Early on, it's been all slow. Even when they are trying to do significant mid-rounding, straight up into B heaven or what, they're not really breaking any side for util. B main control's never really theirs as well. If the camp does get broken early on, that's as quick to put it back up again and just disrespect them. This forces timeout from EDG. There's a couple of things they could correct here because it's Liquid who have brought it now.
Ada apa nih? Boleh timeout gini? Technical pause?
Have got a huge amount of ability to gain information with this composition.
Selalu trade kill ya. Satu maju mati trade. Satu maju mati
You have
trade.
obviously the flashes, the trailblazers, the seekers occasionally for Yampi. Then
ini udah selesai roundnya dia baru timeout.
Which are not really designed to
awal
like,
round,
be kill
timeout.
trips, hard anchoring
Oh
the
ini
site.
timeout
He's putting his
nih.
cam deep into B main, or he's putting a trip up in B heaven or something to give them some idea of where EDG are on the map. Soulcast's walls are also not really getting broken. He had a wall that lasted forever in mid. He's frequently getting good value out of the wall over towards A. So even though EDG are level here at 4-4, I feel like the macro side of this game, in terms of understanding the battle of information and understanding the battle of map control, is still going the way of Liquid. It's been kind of heroic performances from individuals that have carried EDG through, which is somewhat similar to the first half of Haven. I've got to see a change up of tempo. I thought we were going to at the beginning. It looked like they were messing with the tempo just a little bit, but they've really not at any point had a fast take of mid or a fast take of a ramp. Even if they then slow the pace down, I just think that would be such a good thing to throw in there.
Tepan.
Light Storm. Made close, but a slow up just...
Watch this!
Makes the approach a bit tepid here from EDG. Trailblazer as well, scared of that one being spammed.
Oh, anjingnya maju mundur gitu.
Sage wall, and immediately backs away as well. Heaven control though is theirs, but the smoke as well immediately to push this one back. And Liquid,
they keep just spraying.
They want to flash through, they want to fight this, I think. Take control, Yampi's there, pop flash, paranoia around the corner. It's all just sublime. Safe, he capitalizes.
Gila.
It's a perfect amount of utility.
Gak kepake tuh Bladestorm-nya.
It's forced to stopper into it. 2 players left standing. Main being watched for. Jump spots as well. Gathering in. Crispy.
Crispy ya bilangnya.
EDG were never winning this round, Brent. There were 4 players on A, and this Cam in B main is still there.
Live caster curse?
I mean, no, there's just no way. How Dong?
There's just no way.
Player, but
EDG,
more so than even focusing on his current 1v4 clutch attempt.
Iya sih.
I think it's more about finding the IGL adaptation because they're getting
di situ serem banget.
in the info game. You can't win a game of split where you're on your attack side and there's 3 players A heaven, 1 player A main, and you're trying to commit to A. It's never going to work. And the time on the clock isn't. We're not even talking about a late round hit. We're talking right at the beginning of the round.
Moral
they know
musuh
in
juga
their
tau.
bones that EDG are all grouped over.
Kalau lagi hype-hype-nya lu TO kan kayak.
The Team Liquid comp does so damn well. You set your sights to try and break a wall in one area. They've still got the Cypher traps on the other to get that information safe. Posted up now. Oh, it's a brave jiggle. Many angles it could have been peeked from, but
the Cam gets posted B main. Redgar immediately goes over to A. There's 4 players A again.
Yeah.
TO tiapnya punya 2 per TO 1 menit.
No, and with EDG's coach saying that the attack side looks so deadly, I was hoping for more. And that might seem overly harsh considering the score is only 5-4, but I got to see something different here. Now this Cam, with it being broken, I think is going to signal that this round is different. At what point do Team Liquid try something?
Masih Kangkang tuh ngeliatin ya.
No one's holding it.
Yeah, they haven't really rotated off the back of this, so he's going to put
an
opening.
Pressure now onto Redgar and Nats. They're going to hold this one.
What?
TP. Inside the smoke, Redgar! What are you doing, son?
What the Redgar am I watching?
Oh my goodness, that is peak form from him.
Dia mau ngapain? Bisa play gitu
kah? Play in a moment, and he may have just handed his chance over Soulcast.
Kayaknya
can he pick up the pieces?
Agak turun deh.
Can he force them a win from it? Can they land these shots? Can they land these kills? Well, with the aim and the rifles handed over. Let's 5-5. Okay.
Check Redgar lagi.
I mean, watching Redgar is like Jekyll and Hyde. He'll give you some games where he's
Jekyll and Hyde.
Absolutely deadly.
Crazy play.
I mean,
I think he's deliberately put the smoke in a weird position. No, that's a soup kitchen level of a feed.
This is crazy. That is just crazy.
Okay, we haven't seen too many of them though.
No, we haven't.
Which sometimes he's dishing them out. So 5-5. Kang starts off really nicely.
Okay. Yeah, so this time Kang pulling out the attacking op.
For the first time.
There's a switch up. That is the first time he's done it, and he's immediately going to be getting that one. Now, Soulcast does have a res, but they don't have control of A main. They can't play for it easily.
Yeah, that's a very tough one to go for. I mean, he could try and go for a deep wall, but he would need support from the rest of his team, and Yampi's already rotating off.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's much chance he's going to fight this.
Just the one pick, though.
EDG are just holding so slowly, and Yampi's going to try and re-swing it.
Oh, okay, the wall broken. It needs punish the raise. Yampi was holding the one cross. It's going out. Get the kill.
He was 3 HP.
Oh my goodness.
Getting healed live. I think Soulcast just saved his life with the heal there.
Gila. Bisa
not too sure, but I mean the updraft at least as well put him out of harm's reach.
HP berapa itu?
Cosmic Divide though. EDG.
Take some space, Edward, please.
Trying to play off of this, but they've got to go a bit faster than that. They've allowed a lot of time. Safe. Rare whiff. Misses the shot. Close up to the wall. Double up. Drive, or at least with the satchels. The movement is clean. And they are, this time, taking it. It's brute force on display with the rifle aim. Spike dropped down. There's 20 seconds left. Who's going to be getting this plan off? It's Shishu. One step closer to this one, but still holding control of Heaven. Yampi, he's also dropped down. They're taking control of main and now starting to work their way through across this side. And it is just pure precision. Yambi was a man on a mission, determined to take the space. It was so methodical the way he's playing, and his teammates have got his back immediately for the trade.
I think EDG have got to be kicking themselves though. They didn't take any space. After they got the pick on safe, they didn't actually take any map control off of it, and they allowed Team Liquid to run what was a ballsy move, but it worked out, of getting the res off the heel, Yampi with an operator to support. A play like that really should work, and yet EDG allowed the opportunity because they didn't want to take any map control. They can still make this an excellent half, though, in theory.
6-5.
One more up. Safe's going to op again, but he's very far away from the action to start the round. And EDG are going... No, they look like they were going forwards.
They wanted to go fast.
And they were backing off again.
Back immediately away.
But at least this time they're not keeping 4 or 5 players around A main the entire round. They still have somebody towards B, someone towards mid. And that cam is in B heaven instead. Right, so it's not getting constant B main info.
The exploration into mid. Just wants to take the fight up. No util. Smoggy has just ripped 3 of them out.
That play by Liquid, not really too much utility behind it, and that puts Safe and Soulcast in a tough position to try and stop this half from going even. This has been one of the more bizarre games of Valorant I've watched in a long time.
I'm really confused at that round as well. I mean,
gue baru nggak loh, mereka ada 2 duelis cuy.
I love watching Liquid when they're playing at their best, and then you get some strange situations occurring too, and EDG are matching them. Which way is this one going to go?
Yeah, Safe has the Blade Storm. He's got the dash finally enabled. Smoke round the side, updraft, trying to clear as much as humanly possible. Showstopper, it's used. Here's the initiation. Rocket sails past. Smoggy with 4. That's 6-6. A familiar setting that we find ourselves in with this first half here. Just as strange as the first map in all my professional opinion.
But let's think about what the coach said. Coach of Edward Gaming said our attack side is dangerous. That was just from playing scrims. Remember, they haven't played it in a match, and not with this comp, since April. So, is this enough?
Yeah, is this enough? Are we going to be able to look forward as well to when they swap sides and potentially carry it over the edge and continue to play in this series? We will be finding out as well, but for now as well, I believe we'll be handing it down over to Desk.
Thank you so much, fellas, and wow, I mean, interestingly, you know, hearing after saying that about the attack side against 6, Josh asked a great question, is it enough? But it was very clear, though, that what they weren't prepared for was how this composition from Team Liquid was going to play out.
Yeah, I think in general, Cypher just feels really strong on this map, and
headsetnya
it's
apa?
because of some different things like this cam that you see round 1. It's tucked in B heaven, it's tucked up over the wall, it's not properly checked, and that allowed them to set up the paranoia so that they could get a couple extra kills, and then even like watch them try to go back in a few moments from now to clear it out. Right now they're trying to spam around the wall, they're trying to clear it, the spike is out of reach, it just causes so many problems, and I think again, one of the nice things about having that agent on this map, and then you fast forward a couple rounds later, this round was gorgeous by Liquid, and it was set up because of the Cypher utility that was in E-Garage. Because of the camera and the trip, they were able to invest 3 up in heaven and a Sage while funneling out of A. There was no shot for EDG to go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And something that we saw during EMEA is the versatility that Team Liquid actually has with this within this composition. Soulcast can move around the map. He uses his walls, so he's not predictable. So he's not just a flat Sage that is just going to be throwing the same walls and the same slows. Same goes for Nats. He could have gone for something much more crazier, but he didn't need to. Now, moving into the second half, we need to see that Viper actually being in control of the half. Of course, Team Liquid had a lot of stepping power with the double Sentinels. Now, do they have what it takes with just the Omen and Sage's power to gather this attack?
Pengen denger komen gue nggak bisa komen apa-apa anjir. Karena gue nggak expert beginian.
Of course, how this whole thing is going to play out on 6-6.
Ada Devin, ada Diki, ada siapa lagi ya? Gue tahu si Rio. Ada siapa lagi di Indo ya? Di Indo kayak banyak deh. Di Liquipedia.
It's been an odd one to observe, you know, for the reasons we've already pointed out. It feels like Team Liquid have been making the better macro plays, the better macro reads. You know, the utility hasn't really been cleared at times as well. It's made their decision-making quite easy, but it's a new dawn, it's a new day, and we are jumping right in. That's a paranoia into B heaven. Safe Immediately updraft dashes as well. He's taken that one up, and what a switch up in terms of that tempo. Here's the dash active once more. Smoke in the face, just trying to take the fight, but that's all the way back. Brings down Kang. High ground angle, double face, double swing, out on.
Udah diganti, guys.
Retains that 5 HP for Smoggy, yet still lands the shot, and nobody's got his back. Washing up to Nats. It's low. Jump spot. A lot of util at his disposal. How much
langsung hilang gitu kameranya.
Cage finally going to be deaded. To try and find an angle. There's one. Other side of the cage. Spam shots landing. As Chichu just chases him down.
That's going to help EDG
Spam
in terms of
shots
getting
landing.
Could potentially be their weaker side.
Chichu just shut it down.
Anjir. Gue
harus belajar bahasa Inggris, casting bahasa Inggris.
Team Liquid went for a very fast-paced push, and I like the idea of usually the way that most teams play EDG's composition is with their Viper playing over towards Vents and their Raze playing in Male. And often at the beginning of the rounds, you can catch people off guard by playing these fast hits. Now, take a look at how EDG are playing it. Do you see anyone in the middle of the map right now? Not really. It's only Smoggy that's over there in a passive B heaven position.
Besok jam berapa, anjir?
Wall here. Take control of the ramp. Kang eager to take the fight, but they've handed over a Bulldog to safe. Not the man you want to be giving away any advantages. But they are picking apart the Team Liquid players. Damage, down 4 HP. We'll see if Save can make anything else of this, but theory, all the advantages here for EDG, they should be sailing away with it because exactly where they are. Yeah, the setups are quite interesting. I mean, what's interesting about this one is the Viper Wall just cuts across into heaven, into the main choke point into A, like you said, Josh. Normally Viper players going to be playing them in mid, deep walls down, maybe an orb as well.
Yep.
Rotation of the smokes.
I mean, this is also a very standard Viper Wall that people use, but I think so far, EDG not really committing the same level of pressure towards mid. It's the orb, really.
Kalau misalkan mau nonton yang jam 10 ya.
Prioritizing in that spot along with an Astra Star towards mid. And again, you know, it does not look like the same standard setups. You're expecting most teams to run their Sky and their Jet over towards A. Kind of copying Loud's default defense side. This is a triple stack up in B heaven with a Bucky and a Bulldog. It doesn't get more different than this.
Yeah.
And they're having Shishu hard anchor A. So they're just happy to give Liquid, in theory, the middle of the map. Now, in this setup, they have a bit of a trap running.
Smoke's propped up. Flash didn't see anything. Nobody was playing down. Oh, he's missed the timing. Safe body was clear. And it's transferred. 2 found, 40 HP, gets out of his life. Didn't quite get the weapon, but he's already done enough, surely.
Biar lama.
That's where you're missing a piece of clearing utility from Team Liquid in their composition. They don't have a boombot over there. They can use the Trailblazer.
Atau ada agent baru langsung bisa masuk di kompetitif kah? Atau nggak, belum boleh.
I want to see Smoggy's Bucky get some value in this spot.
I mean, doesn't have his dash anymore.
But EDG primed to win this bonus, and this will get them
started. Itu foto dia lagi di Singapura, bukan Jepang.
On such a tear in the second half.
It'd be fantastic for him. Likely now, especially with that one. Redgar falling, left up just the 2 players, Nats and Yampi. Into mid, a bit of exploration here with 30 seconds left. But at this point, you really do just have to consider, you know, saving these guns into the next. Posted up into positions just in case somebody does give them a free kill, gives them the chance to pivot and make it maybe a play for the round, but overall very safe.
So we've seen 2 major rounds in the half so far. The pistol, where Safe went fast up mid trying to catch a player in that area. No one to be seen. And now we've seen this round where Team Liquid again were trying to get a feel on where people are playing in mid, and miss the fact that nobody's just kind of walked through vents in an unorthodox manner. Take a look at this on the replay. You don't expect the Sky to just be kind of wandering out.
He's picked a perfect timing.
He has.
The flash, you know, didn't register. He was below on the ropes. Pops himself up.
Still a risk, though, to go for a timing like that, and I think one that clearly Safe wasn't expecting.
No.
Adjusting to how EDG are playing the defense side, it might take Liquid a while. They need to catch on fast because EDG
racking
up the rounds.
Yeah, before you know it. Slow orb. Landing back here. Dog to lead it in. Safe as well right behind it. Smoke to cross it up. That's a nade. That's landed
line up gitu.
Just behind him. He gets ahead of it. So dropped down to 50 health. Still the angle watched, but Kang has to be aware that there could have been a cross in that time. Okay. Yeah, not eager to give them an inch, is he? Smoke's going to be fading in a bit. Lovely flash as well. Gives Kang knowledge, at least that there are players there, so he's going to be aware.
Gila, semua yang nge-flick gitu aja. Barengan nih.
Grouped up by Liquid though, they need an opening and they need a kill. There's a dash, safe forwards. Not revealing himself, doesn't want to try and take any blind firing shots as well. War straight through. Just rip away two of them, hands over the rifle.
No chance to pivot here, and you've got to go into the area that the Viper's hard anchoring. Here's where the Viper orb is, you know, compared to the normal position in mid. And it allows nobody to kind of play inside of it, a cheeky little spot.
Pop flashed off, can't play anti, spamming it down, it's handed Yampy. An easy one. They get the rifle as well, they can. Here we go, dropping down from Redgar. Not supportive of anybody else, there's 20 seconds left. This is an awkward one, safe. He's still active, 100 health to him. Brings down Chichu, who's brought it to a 2 versus 2. This is a critical one for Liquid to win, otherwise really, you're looking at it just diving out of there. Control, what movement from safe. He's out of there. The dash is back online and he's already reconvened with his teammate.
He dropped Yampy the rifle in the air.
I mean, that's just insane. But the gun advantage going his way. Spotted him out. Bullet through the wall will do it. Left it to a 1 versus 1. So the classic out. Yampy's not even low enough for this. Still going for it. 6 bullets. Smoke available though. A tap. Trying to force the fight round to the back. Yampy.
Yeah.
You know exactly what was happening. But what a round by Safe. The level that he was operating at there, in terms of his decision making.
That's incredible.
The man's overclocked his brain.
It's absolutely incredible. See if we catch it in the replay here. So Yampy has a nice little spot through to catch nobody. Safe wins a 1v1.
And this here gets the kill, gets the stash immediately. Has the presence of mind, and we missed it at the end of the replay, but
he dashed away, updrafted to get around the corner,
Salah
and
lihat.
dropped his rifle so that Yampy could pick it up. That is ludicrous. That is Aspas level movement with an awareness that I haven't seen from many players.
It doesn't get met.
That's insanity. So into this round.
And he's gifted his team a lifeline. I'm going to be real. I mean, what really was teed up? I mean, Kang with the op on the raise, never quite ideal, but still alive for now.
Kakinya ada kaki deh, nomor kaki.
It's going to make it hard for him to continue to get value though. Beam.
Soulcast has walled off vents, by the way. They're kind of hard committed to this B split, despite the fact they're going at it very slowly. They would have to wait such a long time for their own wall to break if they wanted to pivot.
Nobody close to the corner. Disengage, the bait and switch with the dash. Another deep smoke, nade, pull. It's almost timed ever so slightly here. A lot of damage done. Safe with the movement. There's a heal online. Smoky! It's just absolutely crossing him off his list. Just ridiculous. Putting on an absolute show. Precision at work.
Dude, precision
got so
at
much
work.
more to do now. Left in that 1v4.
Enak banget ya nembaknya ya.
Huh? Have to get gifted. A few kills at the
These
beginning.
guys are gifted.
Spikes in the middle of nowhere. 20 seconds, you got to save.
There's just no chance. There's no chance whatsoever. And I feel for Nats because he keeps getting left in these kind of situations. But man, what a round by Smoggy. He's going to pick up the op towards the end and save it. I don't know whether he'd give it back to Kankan. I mean, Smoggy's Vandal one-tap first bullet accuracy was sublime there. And I feel like occasionally a different player on EDG is going to give you a round like that every now and then. It's not always Kankan, it's not always Smoggy.
It was right around here. I was getting ready to big up Team Liquid and how important it was that they won that previous round, and then suddenly...
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Smoggy pulls out something like this.
Team Liquid actually look really shaky on their attack side currently. Their defense side loved the ideas that they had, but there were some big mistakes that ended it with a 6-6 half. Here, they just kind of look a bit lost. They're blocking themselves off from going for rotates. They've taken A heaven control and then blocked off vents a few times. Didn't like the wall in that round either, because it stops them from threatening a pivot back into A.
What the hell is that landing?
Tuh, bahkan casternya nggak tahu di mana tuh landingnya slow orb-nya.
With the knives, a flash. That's a bit of
flash
coordination.
It looks off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe this is because Liquid haven't played in a while, but it's looking a bit dodgy.
Paranoia clears. There really is no sound.
A little bit dodgy.
Still walking up on the angle, but guess what? Sees the target.
And his individual level has been anything but. He's been immaculate today.
You can hand this gun back as well if they do want to give the operator. Going to sit himself in a 4 position though. This is very much on the fly calling by Team Liquid right now. It's a pivot. Omen ult. Red guy's going to be TPing over towards A. It looks like that's where they want to take it. And they leave Safe in his forward advanced position to see if he can catch these timings. And he does just that. This man absolutely ripping off heads. The rest of his team is going to be methodical now the way they pick apart this site. Left up to Chichu. Anchor, smoke, drop down. Surely doesn't take the time. He can hear them dropping, walking, jumping around the corner with the shorty. Still watched on Heaven. Almost there. Well, the swing's a little bit delayed, but maybe he has done enough damage still. It's all up to Haodong.
Yeah, another player left in a 1vx to try and steal around the way. And another spot where you really should just be saving the operator. So apart from a really strange team flash in Male, the actual macro idea again is good from Liquid. They insert Safe very deep into B Heaven, and then they use Redgar's Omen ult to clear out ramp, which allows the players coming out of vents a free entry into A Heaven. And that's normally a difficult position to push because it's a straight up 50-50. You don't know really which way to look. But Redgar helps him in that spot with his ultimate. Team Liquid have got good ideas. Their like game plan and macro ideas are good. It's just sometimes they get a bit wobbly in the execution.
Okay.
8-10 the score. The more rounds that Liquid can come up with where Safe is just put in a position to entry for them, I think the more success they'll have. He's got a hot hand today. I would lean into it.
Yeah. Form is reaching new heights, really, as well. Some of the stuff he was pulling off, but yeah, this one continues. Team Liquid would love a chance to close this one out in 2-0 for their first match here of the playoffs in the top 8. Nice, easy path they can take even deeper into the tournament.
This is different here.
This is different.
So, aggressive orb usage.
I mean, heavy group up here, just try and set up Kankang, and is it going to be off his contact? Is going to take a shot back away, use the orb as well?
Usage.
Yeah, the orb is
follow-up?
Well, I think the orb is going to be used to set him back up on the angle, so it can go up and down as Shishu wills it, as Kankang
He's just taking the fight to him! And that's so far back. I mean, he has the unfortunate reality as well of meeting that op scope.
Yeah. Okay, so he doesn't decide to play that situation aggressively. He's worried about it. Rez comes through as well. Everybody on Liquid grouped up around A here. So they still have this orb not being used.
Yeah, another paranoia through main. Flash again, dodged out. Does not hit the shot though. Dash forwards, cuts it through, TPing! Right up into the center. Redgar, where is he? He's in heaven. Hey, health though. Taking a ton of damage. And, well, just get spotted. Going in and out of these smokes. It's up to Nats once more. This man is just constantly
Anjir, Omennya masuk tiba-tiba hilang lagi. TP entah kemana cuy.
It's just unwinnable spots, isn't it?
No
no wonder Nats is at a press conference saying Cypher's boring. When he's just stuck in these situations so often. If his team isn't succeeding, his job as the lurker is to give Redgar alternate options in the round, right? So if Liquid try and go for a hit, but they keep a few players alive, it doesn't quite work, they can return back to mid because they know Nats is there, Nats is going to say. But when the rest of Liquid go for an all-out piece, we just end up watching
Itu jokes kah?
Nat's playing his own 1v4, 1v5
just
every round.
TP,
This map in
he's in
particular,
heaven.
I would love somebody to count up the seconds of like kind of time when nobody's doing anything. I just counted up because for
Beneran
some
di
reason it
heaven
just feels
kan
like
tadi
even the
kan?
beginning of the attack
Beneran di atas
was
kan?
really slow.
Yeah.
And it was Edward Gaming, and it feels like Team Liquid are saving like every other round.
Well, at
Ini lihat
least
Omen
one
itu.
player saving.
Tuh.
In terms of their economy,
Omennya
actually, that
TP
was
cuy.
a little disastrous for them, right?
Tapi nggak tahu dia nengok ke belakang si TP-nya.
Kankang, though, what a round from him. He finds that opening op pick, which ends up getting rezzed, but still, it forces all of Team Liquid to group
Bener
up
ke
in that
heaven
area.
berarti.
His combination with the
Kebetulan
ball
mati ya
wall
begitu,
going up,
jadi beneran heaven.
and that
Mau
showstopper
break.
completely shuts down what Liquid were going for. Still a back and forth game. And you know, EDG said that their attack side was the dangerous one, but they only know that from playing scrims. I feel like
match experience.
I got to reiterate it. The last time they played this map was like 3 months ago, and with a totally different comp. They've presumably playing this, quite a lot in scrims. Maybe that's one of the reasons why the other Chinese teams didn't want to play split against them. But in terms of match experience, they have none. Zip, nada. So it's actually been the defense side where they're getting more value, and part of the reason is Kankan's been able to generate that economy advantage and get his operator online. Yeah. Something that he just couldn't do very much on Haven. And Team Liquid were finding ways of navigating around the ARC. Here,
iya map 3 nih, kalau map 3 kelar jam berapa matchnya ya?
He's on the raise as well.
Emang gitu bang, TP dia agak ngeflick biar nggak ketembak TP-nya. Oh, biar nggak ketebak. Atau mungkin lagi panik juga ya.
Like Liquid, EMEA's first seed. It's weird to talk about them being tested, but I think a lot of people want to see some level of really consistent highs, to show that this is a team that is serious about taking titles. It can make deep runs like that.
Absolutely. This is one of the rare rounds that EDG are fighting for mid. Just 4 in mid.
Gonna be meeting them, aren't they? Safe. Here's the util. He's fully blinded up. And Jiju's there to cover.
Half a second between having the god timing double spray down and getting caught with a flash in his face. And it just all goes wrong for him.
The entire round just hinging on a coin flip, seemingly, of whether or not you take that right time. And it has just brought everything all over the place. I mean, Yampi has the spike and he's making a play like this, by the way.
Yeah.
Looking up the stairs. If he died, he would have dropped the spike down.
Another lurk kill over towards A-Ram.
There's one for that. As he falls, B main. Redgar spotted out. He with the dog. That's where one of them is. Redgar finds his one. By taking here, lovely swing together. They actually do play that quite nicely.
And they've taken a 2v4 into a 2v2.
And now suddenly this is so much more winnable.
Nobody's got 2 HP.
Flash over the top, that was a push through into CT. It's Kang who wants to take the fight. Yampi falls down to a one-on-one. It's Redgar versus Kang. Still a nade, still a boombot, plenty of tools. 8 bullets left for Redgar. Tap onto the spike, it's not planning for him. He has to swing this to get the information. It means he just was not favored.
It's a close one, closer perhaps than it should have been. As EDG almost let a 4v2 slip through their fingers.
Main games
that's them getting up to map point. 12 on the board for EDG. Team Liquid can't get a read on how this defense is being played. Because I actually really love the way that EDG are throwing in some differences. We criticized them quite a bit for not throwing in different pace on their attack side, but on defense, they've left mid open almost every round, hard anchoring on A with their Viper, Shishu, and then that round they just decide randomly to have 4 in mid. And that makes it extraordinarily difficult to tell what they're doing when they run such vastly different defensive setups.
Split.
This is going to be the finisher for map number 2. Viper's pick blocks off an avenue. A deep dash though, saved. Not wasting time, Smoggy beats him. The jet diff in action. Dash active. Doesn't need to use it though. There's not going to be anybody else following that one up.
And Safe's been their savior, but he falls first. Who else on Team Liquid has got what it takes to dig them out of this hole and avoid Lotus?
It's going to have to take such a massive step up. But it's looking prime for the taking. And a re-clearance. Calls main! Howdong wasn't even set up with util. He just takes the fight. And the spacing's not there. Beam down, 2 players falling just like that.
Bubar jalan, map 3.
2 players left alone in this scenario.
Makin lama aku streamingnya.
Spam through the wall, catching the ankle of Smoggy, but he's still alive, still healthy, watching for it. They know where Nats is. Here's the Seekers, here's the knives, why not?
And of course it ends like this. Nats in an unwinnable 1v5. Because of course it does. It feels like every round on the attack side came down to a situation like this. And the rest of Liquid can only watch in silence, realizing that they've let this one completely slip away.
27 seconds. Re-clearance to B main, positions are being held. They give a lot of space towards mid here, but
they've all split up.
Yeah,
they're offering him to
split up.
But EDG, again, quietly confident in these kind of spots. They just have to be.
The old tap on the spike, forcing the fight out. Maybe getting baited out himself there. Has to try and go for the plan, but well, not good enough. Shut down EDG. They find their footing on map number 2.
Shut down by EDG.
What time to do it, Josh? We will be going to map 3. We will be going to Lotus.
And that's going to be another insane place for this series to finish.
Abis dibilang nggak usah kasih respect, kalah.
They haven't been banning it here, but we also haven't seen them play it here.
Mainland.
Double duelist on the past on that map, like again a long time ago, 3 months ago again. I feel the last time that we saw them play on Lotus. So this map pool absolutely bizarre and set us up for a weird game with twists and turns all over the place. But one thing's for sure, Kangkang woke up to play on map 2.
Gua salut banget sama Jot sih. Dari awal dia benar-benar nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain ya, dari jualan doang. Sekarang dia bisa duduk. Tuh, lu lihat sesenang apa dia. Dia bisa duduk di Valorant Master Tokyo Playoff. Masuk ke EDG, gokil. Salut gua. Lu lihat race-nya dia tadi. Lu lihat dia main.
It feels like it's kind of anyone's game to win, but Liquid should still be feeling good. It's not a disaster for them. Their Lotus is next.
Again, I imagine they were probably hoping to
Pantas dia streaming terus deh tadi ya.
That extension of play, we will be going to Lotus. There were so many unknowns swirling around map number 2, but we got some answers to our questions, didn't we? Certainly so. And
EDG.
Performances.
Gue pegang EDG guys. Ya, gue dukung Jot.
Lots of players.
Mungkin vote-nya 67% ke Liquid.
That's some unfortunate timings. Don't get me wrong.
Out mainland.
Absolutely.
Ya.
We've already seen the number 1 seed
kalian kan
from
nggak tahu
America's
nanti
fall
kalau
earlier
besok
today to
gua
a team on a
buat
Cinderella run.
giveaway buat nebak siapa menang. Ini kayak gini seru nih. Ya kan?
Absolutely. That's
tapi nanti vote-nya akan ditutup sebelum match mulai ya. Jadi kalian udah nggak bisa vote lagi.
He'll go to a short break on the other side of things. Of course, we're going to be seeing it play out.
Dari awal aku vote EDG, tapi siapapun yang menang oke-oke aja. Tapi gila sih mereka. Oh, mereka pakai double earpiece ya. Gila ya kuping mereka. Abis. Time out. Istirahat. Oh ya, Sabtu PRX kok lawan DRX rame. Bentar ya, gue lihat. Besok itu tanggal 17. Tanggal 17 itu ada Pepper Rex versus DRX jam 1 WIB. Abis itu Fnatic sama Energy, ya ampun. Energy Esport jam 10. Gak bisa bangun cuy. Oke, hari ini jam 2 gue tidur ya. Jam 2 gue harus tidur. Gue bangun jam 9. Ya kan? Gue bangun jam 9, jam 10 sampai jam 4. Misalkan sampai jam 3 ya. Ini gue streaming 6 jam buat nonton watch party. Astaga. Jadi morning person gua. Kemarin bisa sampai jam 12 watch partinya. 12 jam ngapain anjir 12 jam? Nah, bentar. Kalau melihat dari hari ini, kalau misalkan match-nya kelar lebih cepat, itu bisa lebih cepat dari jam 1. Tadi gua udah standby. Jam 1 gua udah mau streaming, ya kan? 12:30 gua udah streaming, tapi ternyata udah mulai, cuy. Jadi gue harus pikirin judulnya sih, gimana ya ituin judulnya ya. Atau watch party, gue nggak bisa tulis day 1, day 2 karena gue nggak setiap hari. Takutnya gue nggak setiap hari. Jadi kayak misalkan TL versus EDG, habis itu set bla 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 versus bla 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 gitu paling nanti judulnya. Karena gue gue bisa nggak menjamin gue bisa setiap hari gue watch party. Atau kalian mau setiap hari? Nggak tahu ya, tergantung kalian. Mau kalian pengen nonton atau emang pengen cuman hahe aja. Sabeton gue jadi watch party gini nanti ya. Setiap hari watch party. Sila. Nonton aja tapi ya. Yang rame aja, yang rame apa ya, gue semuanya sih rame-rame aja menurut gue ya.
It was going to be EDG who slowly peeled away in the end and managed to pick up Team Liquid's map pick of Split, a map that they are very much known for, that they are very good at, and yet EDG Kukuka found a way to pick them apart piece by piece, and it was quite impressive to watch.
Thank you,
I feel like everybody took a little bit more of the responsibilities that they had. They were talking about how good their attack side was going to be. Well, the defense was all on adapt to what Liquid wanted to do, but we're talking about the kind of how hard it was going to be for them to actually have this execute, be explosive onto them, and just by separating them, they got so many rounds.
Gue bisa punya data nggak kecampur-campur sama game-game lain.
We were starting to see certain players come online that we needed to see. It takes us to our Verizon high-speed moment for Kankan round 3. I think you know the one we're talking about, but Doug, you need to see Kankan have this moment. He did. The casters were looking for it. We were looking for it. The fans were looking for it. And now it feels like Kankan's back in his comfort zone.
Ketik 1 untuk Liquid, ketik 2 untuk EDG.
We didn't necessarily expect. We thought this would be him doing good on Haven on Jet, but for him to be on Raze, finding value like that and finding value early. It's also important to note, Smoggy was struggling at the beginning of that first half. He was not popping off the way we expected him to on the Jet. So for Kankan to be the one to fill that space was so brutal.
It definitely did not feel. We were watching the attack and being so used to seeing the double duelists in our respective regions, seeing the way that they were implementing it, it looked like Smoggy was trying to do something that he was never achieving, and it was then
sedikit kecil. Jadi dia model headsetnya tuh nggak ngekok gini, nggak buat gaming sih.
Yeah, and of course, you got to give the flowers to Smoggy there, right? Like he stepped up when they needed the role. The second half, I think these stats as well, like, you know, they're solid, but the second half really is when Smoggy started to find that success, Kukuka, and it just goes to show the weapons that Edward Gaming have on this team.
It's the importance of not stopping, not giving up, and actually learning. If you're not finding the value here, it doesn't matter. You'll find it somewhere else. And this is very important because now we are going to be heading on to Lotus. The casters were mentioning, you know, it's been obviously a long time. It's also a map that they were dodging, but it's also a map where they were playing the double duelist without a double controller, something that in our regions is unspoken.
Lotus.
Yeah,
Siapa yang milih
I
Lotus
do think that's going to be really important, assuming they go back to that double duelist comp, because as we mentioned, Smoggy
Kalau
started to
map
pick back
3
up.
siapa yang nge-pick, siapa yang
I actually want to talk about Chichu.
Ini kan?
Because Chichu had
multiple
multi-kills on Split that were saving them
siapa?
rounds. And
Decider
for him,
maksudnya apa?
like,
Decider.
given the fact that much like Split,
Decider.
we haven't seen them play Lotus since, what was April week 2 or something
Decider
like that.
sisaan maksudnya.
We need him, or EDG needs him to deliver in the same way that he did on Split.
Yeah, I
Decider random, random tuh gimana? Maksudnya gimana random?
We don't know what we're going to get when we see this composition because we have not seen, just like with Split, as you said, it just hasn't been a thing, right? They haven't been challenged on this map now. But here it is, do or die. You have an opportunity to take out Team Liquid, the EMEA champs, here and now. But you got to do it on a map that you don't want to see you play in a while.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also a map that I think Team Liquid has found some comfort in. At the beginning of the season, they were running this neon comp, but they moved away from it after a disaster against Fnatic, something that they learned. Okay, we do play a lot of Odin in our region. It's something that we thoroughly enjoy. But I think that they realized that the way that they interpreted the map and the way that they wanted to put pressure on some points was not with the neon, that the race was going to look better, the utility was, you know, just better for them. I am a big fan of the neon here. What I'm looking forward to here is Redgar and the operator with the Omen. It is something that he did time and time again during playoffs, and I still to this day have nightmares because we have seen this man TP into weird positions. He does it all the time. I can understand that it's creating some kind of trauma into our casters, but we're in EMEA, we're so used to it at this point.
I believe the overly eloquent Josh referred to it as like a soup kitchen level of feeding. And that's what it was. And that was, I mean, we were watching and we're like, that's vintage Redgar.
Yeah.
That's the Redgar we were expecting and loving.
Oh man, I was losing my mind when I saw that. That's like a play that I would have made. You know? So, but you know what, Redgar, I love that you go for it, buddy. Don't fly, okay? Spread your wings and fly like a peacock, okay, buddy? Believe in yourself. In any case, though, we're going to be getting ready for the Prime Gaming Agent Select here in a moment, and then we're going to see what we get from EDG on Lotus. All eyes are certainly going to be on the right side of the screen. That being said, though, you know, I feel like for Team Liquid, they knew that they were going to be dealing with this fast-paced, in-your-face gameplay. But I got to give them credit for slowing the game down and forcing EDG to really play a bit more methodical at times as well.
Yeah, totally. Maybe they just have to repeat the same things that they were doing on Haven. At the end of the day, we're going back to this match with 3 bomb sites. I do think that Lotus is Haven but improved because you can actually rotate, like the rotation is not that long. You can actually work it a little bit better. But at the end of the day, you're just going to that same idea of you have a lot of ground to cover. How are you going to do it and how are you going to stop losing?
All right, there's the Prime Gaming Agent.
Okay, so it's not only that, they move away from the Killjoy to bring in the Cypher. Wait, isn't it the split comp?
So
did they think
gimana menurut kalian line up ini? The dua duelist di situ.
I do think you can find value with Cypher on Lotus. I don't think it's outrageous, but it's incredibly difficult. And I think generally speaking, AKJ is an easier pick.
But the thing is also nobody moves away from the bridge, so that stopping power it's
menurut
not
kalian?
there, but obviously you need some kind of way to gather that information, so maybe that's where you go for the Sky Soul initiative.
Smoggy and Kankan flipping again. This is going to be quite interesting, but you know what? We'll see how this is all going to play out. A lot of questions are going to be answered going into this map 3. Brent, Sideshow, I know I usually don't do questions for throws, but what do you think of the composition?
Aku nggak tahu komposisi yang bagus
so
gimana sih kayak dua duelist.
I'm so glad you asked because I'm hearing a lot of doubt on the desk. And let me tell you, this Cypher,
you gonna sell me?
It has legs, it has legs, I'm telling you. Not just from the half when he throws off the body.
Sebenarnya mau, cuman gara-gara hari ini buat Valorant Watch Party, jadi let's make it like kontennya aja.
You kind of get exploited quite heavily if you're running that. But the Cypher, the way teams like Paper X run it, for example, take a lot of more liberties when it comes to lurk timings. And they use the cages a lot as well to try and offset the lack of having that secondary smoker by using it to cut off crosses with the cages. It does have a semblance of thought behind it, and I do quite like it because normally the Killjoy players on the attack side, they are very limited to their utility. They're locked down. They can't take as much freedom.
I agree with you. I've been watching some Paper X, and I like the way that Forsaken plays the Cypher on that map. At least I believe it's Forsaken. They change around everything so often. But we'll have to watch because Shishu's got one cage here that he needs to use for map control at some point, whether that be mid-round or late round. EDG are just going to pressure.
Kenapa kayak Viper gitu beli armor, guys? Kenapa dia mau beli armor, mau nge-TB-in kah atau like apa? Kenapa dia nggak beli Ghost juga?
This is how they're going to mitigate the lack of the Viper.
Ghost kan namanya.
Walls is by
Mikelion, thank you for the 5 gifts. Sub go kill.
Somewhat similar. It looks like they're going to cage in that position that they've just pinged. Yeah. Cuts off info.
And a swarm snake bite towards the back. Util expended. 50 seconds remaining.
They've dragged Team Liquid.
Jadi satu orang ada yang ngambil satu armor gitu kan? Itu juga satu armor tuh si Haodong tuh.
Door starting to open. Kang, how do you want to play this?
Smoker focus utility.
So far away from each other.
I see, okay.
Absolute opposite sides
ya
of the map.
Terlihat sih si Viper sama Odinnya yang beli armor.
There's 30 seconds left in this round. He hears the footsteps, and there we go. Strikes back, Dash to disengage with the rest of his team now pushing forwards. They have the A site in theory, and they've still got that backstab of Smoggy, but Smoggy does need to get a move on. There's a flood attempt in here. Nade a little bit too deep. Fight taken. Nobody actually pushes forwards to avoid this. Dropping down. Here's the fire. Shots rattle off with the Ghost, and Safe who wins this one and still cleared up top.
Smoggy, mate.
Yeah, got to get a jog on. But he's making all the sorts of noise. No, not spotted still. Waiting it out. It's up to his team to try and hold on, and Haodong wins the first line of it. Still Sokas claiming that one kill. Is grouped up now, finally rejoined with Smoggy, going down just from the peppering of the bullets. The pistols doing so much work here, sticking onto the defuse. Sokas If anything. So the pistol round for Team Liquid. A little bit all over the place once more, but par for the course.
Well, I really like the way that EDG played that in terms of, you know, they're actually fighting early round for map control.
Hey Satra, thank you. Dijadiin antusias gokil. Ini gue tambahin
very
ya.
much lacking on their defaults for the first couple on Haven and Split. Unfortunately, I think their big mistake was just leaving Smoggy way too far away from the play, because Team Liquid went for a faster retake and he had no impact. I mean, he just came back in and took no shot dive. Liquid, though, were left scrambling in the mid-round as to where EDG were going, and I think those lurks could find them some decent value. It's something definitely that Team Liquid are going to have to adapt to. A lot of these agents, a lot of these players on EDG are going to be empowered to play quite individually and find their own timings.
Careful.
But what they can't afford are these incredibly slow rounds where they just sit passive. Lotus almost forces you to take map control on the attack, though.
Orbs just being vacuumed up. First one gone in mid. Sight set on this one here with the wall up. Hello. Bit of a breather in the moment.
So who are they giving the orbs to?
Looks like nobody, so
somebody must have.
Okay, you just... I can't with this guy. I can't with this guy. He's gritted.
No.
Look over, he's just smiling at himself.
No, nobody gets another on board. And Kankang's gone for the same kind of push he went again up through stairs. How's he winning a duel against Safe with the classic?
Well, still Chuchu and Kang. Left to try and do it. 30 seconds though, they are just being picked to pieces.
Okay. Team Liquid look like they want to be faster on the map, similar to their split defense, where they were very happy to just stack players based on information that EDG are giving them. Kang is going to pull out the operator instantly in round 3.
Oh my
god.
I
mean, saving for it.
Yeah.
Langsung tuh ya.
All the money expended.
And EDG, they've been liking to play these slow rounds, so I think that makes some level of sense. It's going to kind of stop him from being as quick
Lihat
on his
Kang
lurks.
Jot udah langsung megang operator, guys.
Then again, I think
value he gets though.
I think he's conditioned Liquid to be aware of those fast lurks already. First couple of rounds, he's been pushing stairs every time, both times.
Sokas was jiggling the corner with the horn. Lay it down. He's automatically backing away. It's a deep play towards B main. They've completely given up A.
Yeah. This is pretty standard, though, for Team Liquid. They're going to have Sokas. Sokas is given a lot of responsibility on this defense. His job is to try and gather information over towards A and then call for the rotates. Team Liquid like to play retake A a ton, but they've improved at this map dramatically since starting to pull out this composition. And here we go. Double push. This is how they gain map control that isn't just on the site.
They can get past his trips. They have a TP, but I think Redgar wants to use it just in case. Just holding for it. Pushed up. Behind the box. They got to hit his footsteps. Yeah, there it is. Safe strikes. Redgar returns with a fire, watching both angles. It's a great idea to throw in the mix.
Kang.
Five players left standing. Satchel close.
Kan, nggak sebat sih.
Also triggering onto Nats here. Sokas towards the back of the site. Does get his one.
He's done his job there, to be honest. A 4v2 should be winnable for Team Liquid. EDG don't know which areas of the map are safe. Could be players coming from the breakable door, could be flanking them from A long.
How do you play this?
Someone's got to go huge.
Dong. Tucked close, hoping that somebody would just walk right into his sight line. Smoke cuts across. Time is going to start to tick here. Make sure that the flank is entirely cleared out. There's the boom bot. Satchel trying to take a good fight through the smoke now. This one's going to be fading. Satchel, double face. Howdong's there. Reactions. 3 in a round for him. 48 health. Running it down. Redgar. He's going to be feeling this time pressure, isn't he? But sticks it all the way to half. Does not win it out for his team. That is EDG. They salvage it.
Howdong.
Pick up the pieces of whatever was left in that round, and they win it out with such a huge player disadvantage.
Incredible performance from
Howdong.
Where's he pulled that out from? The double up on the smoke was a great idea from both of these players. But for him to instantly flick up and get this kill at the top of ropes, the reaction onto Yampi is sublime and wins it for the team, really. Was it Safe that was baiting Howdong earlier? Threw out a little how you doing, Howdong?
Itu yang bela tim Liquid sama EDG kayak sebelah-sebelahan. Kayak dia ini deh. couple deh. Satu sedih. Tapi ceweknya seneng. Susah nih, abis ini berantem kayak selesai match ini cuy.
So many different angles where the Odin's good on this map. It's something that Fnatic have really driven home within EMEA. And you're seeing other teams copy it, like Liquid. Dealing with Redgar here though is EDG's game plan. They probably need the Trailblazers.
Nggak mungkin kan, supporternya jadi satu, berantem cuy.
They have been clearing it with the dog, this time pushing up with Kankang, has to use the dash. Paranoia, wow, that's just disrespect by Kankang.
Redgar also bouncing around like Tiga, managing to land that shot.
Di bola melayang gitu.
Prowler. Just on the offside of it, here's another Paranoia. Redgar stands his ground. Nade comes in a little bit later, forces him out wide into the angle here.
Masih bisa.
Fire's raining down, yet still he brings down Howdong. That's actually quite nice from him. So, left up to it.
One-way smoke.
Left his way through.
Oh.
Potential down, one of them chasing as well. A couple of the players here to be if they want to try and pivot into this. There's 3 players stacked up from Liquid. They should be ready to receive this. And there it is. Angles there from Yampi. On high from the heaven position. He's already taken care of the 2 players at the extremity. Chichu, just the Guardian.
Ada heaven juga di sini.
Yampi's barking into the mic at the end.
Disrespect. Dia nabrak one-way smoke-nya.
Chuckling about it too.
Oh,
it's Yampi that closes the round, but it's Redgar that does more than he's expected to. Team Liquid are expected to be able to contain this B pivot when it happens. They have 3 players there.
Harus sebat dibilangin aja.
First line of defense that ends up collecting them all. But Redgar being able to kill Kankan and then...
Let's go! Shake, bake, and light!
I love having Liquid on the stage. Yeah, Redgar being able to get 2 from that position though is a game changer. He was doing it in the finals against Fnatic too. On this map as well, which was, I believe, the only map in which Team Liquid ended up losing in that grand finals in the EMEA. And even that, a very close one.
Monitornya sih konyol ya.
Positions push back, and it usually feels like the attackers as well should be quite favored. I mean, you wait out the early dump of utility at the beginning that Team Liquid used to get Redgar in that spot.
Siapa Kijoy? Jumpy.
He's alone quite easy. He is alone. Like, it should be in theory quite nice to, or quite easy to pick him off there. But the fact that he gets just 2 is insane. Just a little bit disjointed there from EDG. I mean, Kankang was taking a peek out of his smoke alone.
Absolutely. It was the paranoia that broke them up, and while the rest of Edward Gaming decided to back off, Kankang went forwards. That can be the issue, let's say, with having a player that's that confident and aggressive. Now, talk about confidence. He's brought down to 200 here to get full armor because they know that they can play for the Blade Storm. So he's looking to try and get like a hero Blade Storm online this round.
Just needs an available orb.
Which it's going to be this one.
Oh, is it? Map's made out of paper. That skips it up though. He realized that it wasn't being played for his knives. All the way into mid, gliding across. There's an alarm board. What is that?
Wow.
Dash forwards, right click to the face. Yampi, he's no more. He's handed over a rifle. There's a peak timing. Clean movement. Satchel pushing them back, setting it up. It's not a favorable fight for him, but they do back away evenly.
Jump scare,
He's still alive though.
Seems like a good time for a Kankang round.
Yeah, why not? Pull one out when your team needs it.
Gokil, Jot.
Still don't have control of heaven, as I was saying prior.
Dia ngedash buat ngindarin alarm botnya.
The amount of places that somebody could come from.
Yampi, Yampi ngomongnya.
That's just really scared that somebody could have been pushed inside of the zone smoke, and yeah, well, he's fearful of man. Lurks on lurks with the timings.
Almost the exact same situation as the first Thrifty round that they won on Haven so long ago in map 1. Setting Kankan up with a Blade Storm, he dives in deep, dashes onto somebody, and wins the round by finding a timing that his opponent's just not expecting. Yampi's crosshair placement there is never
itu ngebunuh orang kayak gitu, pisaunya balik nggak guys? Kalau klik kanan gitu. Gokil Jot. Kenapa nggak diituin sih mic-nya? Biar tahu gitu loh. Kalau klik kanan nggak. Itu nyebat cepet banget tuh, 30 detik tuh ya. Lu coba 30 detik 1 batang lu bisa nggak habisin guys? Hah? Oh dulu balik lagi, sekarang udah enggak.
Kankang. Feeling empowered, feeling fired up.
Kepalanya hilang langsung.
Completely alone here, just taking duels.
It's an aim labs routine. It's an aim labs routine. Here's a lesson on how to clear your corners. Holding close, but not messing around. All the way straight back into the side as well. Cypher roll is for him. Give him the ace. Why not? It was a halfway round, and there you go. Okay, stand up, take a bow. Applaud yourself. The people love you.
I mean, if there's a sign that Kangkang's feeling confident and EDG feel like they have a chance to win this, that was it. It's not going to go in his all-time
Emang bisa
greatest
sejauh
ace
itu
collection,
Phantom,
but
guys?
that's okay because he's going to get more deeper in the tournament, it feels. Easy to shrug that one off, though, for Liquid. They're happy to engage in a bit of the showmanship element.
Anjir. Salute.
So
Stand-up
here's Shishu picking
ovation,
up an
guys,
Odin of his own as Team Liquid try and fight for rubble control. They've got Redgar in a somewhat similar position, but not boosted on the high ground. What is Shishu's plan to get value out of this Odin? Usually you would see people spamming it from A lobby at the start of the round to stop Liquid from getting over there.
I think it might be counter spam.
This one looks like it's counter spam into the pit, I think. They're expecting Nats to pit C-main.
Nats is low. Oh, he's really low. Just trying to vacate. He's got help from the rest of his team here still. It's there. Kang, let's out the knives. Boombot, right click. It's all over the place, man. Everything's being used and he is hiding. Nats is stationary inside the orb, but EDG are running over these players. No one can anchor it. Damage being done still, so Cass almost hitting the spray down. Cross placement just slightly off. Can't claim the other kill. It's up to Redgar.
And it's a split situation again. I don't think Redgar's got any chance of being able to win this, and he should be saving, I think. A hero rifle in the next round would be very important for Team Liquid to keep online. He might go for it anyway, because it looks like he's
apapun itu ya.
over here, but I just don't think it's the right move. There's no
real reason we try suppressing the EDG economy
because it's booming.
They got almost like 8K, 7K each.
Yeah.
It's insane. The
it's
money
done.
is rolling.
And that's off the back of the Thrifty that Kangkang wins. It just flips that economic momentum drastically. Take a look at this, though. You can see how aware they are of the different plays that Team Liquid can go for.
Gila itu di tengah sih
I thought Nats was
mana-mana
going
nih,
to be the
serem banget
playmaker
ya.
in this round. I love the way that he plays Viper on this map. He throws his orb in an unconventional spot. Haven't seen too many teams running it. It's right on that default kind of corner plant position. And it's such a great spot. You can sometimes try and play inside of it. You can use it to block sightlines to get out. You can actually play somebody in from waterfall to backstab a C hit. And of course, Nats with his ult, again, might have been a game changer there, but perhaps just getting a little overwhelmed. Certainly that was a more explosive site exec than we've seen from EDG.
3-4. Liquid lawan EDG,
Time
guys,
to change that pace. Because we've had 2 maps as well that at points, I think it'd just be putting people to sleep. Which is bizarre to say with the caliber of teams that we've got, but
nggak ada ulti itu mereka.
Here we go. In the beginning, we're getting a half buy here for Team Liquid. The money is not exactly good. It's Redgar's held on to the rifle as well that was saved. He's pushed up towards Mound.
I would have liked to see him drop that over to Safe, but I do suppose that Safe has a showstopper. So you've got threats on either side of the map potentially here.
TP across. Main just being cleared out.
Makes sense that EDG would want to play this round slowly. You're anticipating some kind of trap or aggression from Liquid. It's their only real way of being able to win this round.
It's interesting that they've handed over the spike to nobody here. I thought Howdon was going to be holding on to it and was going to TP for a bit of a pivot, but
I think a great game plan in this round would be for nobody to just rip the Seekers at about 45 seconds and follow wherever the Seekers don't go. Right? That way you avoid the stack. Rip it in a spot, break the breakable door.
Here we go. 40 seconds.
Head to B.
Doors open. Yeah, which direction do you choose to go into? Straight up close. Here's a lockdown. That's going to be used to try and, again, put a stop to tomfoolery. It will clear out a lot of the B side. They're sticking the plant.
Yeah, and still get out, because nobody was that quick.
Yeah, not going to be detained here, but flooding right back in. It's Team Liquid as well. This flank that's occurring here, sticking it down, dashing forwards! They're defusing! It's just being stuck. There's nothing to stop it. It's all over the place, Josh.
What is this round?
It's chaos.
The diffuse stuck all throughout the middle of that. The pit goes up as well. And just... what am I watching?
I need like 0.25. on the final moments of there, please.
So let's break that down a little bit. Yampi uses lockdown, which allows the whole of Liquid to get into B, and they instantly get onto the defuse. You're looking at EDG like, okay, who has the post-plant utility? But there's no nanoswarms here. The nade has already been used from Smoggy, so they just need to spam it. And the spam wasn't coming through from B main. There's a pit in their face.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Liquid steal it away.
It's like a Valorant trailer. It's just, there's so much going on at once. Ult's ripped off, whatever.
Tuh dia aja ngomong, there's
4 to
so
4.
much going on at once.
No time to do it.
Gimana gua anjir?
Gotta be feeling good about that one.
Kayaknya nggak kedengeran deh kalau di diffuse deh guys. Utility back banget yang keluar dari.
Bit of a nuisance here.
Dari hening tiba-tiba rusuh.
Will he be granted?
Gua aja bingung.
Any sort of kill, yes indeed.
Wow.
Jiggler movement just from Redguard there. And give Kang those opportunities, those chances, because he will take them. Cage missed there a little bit by Chichu. Too deep there, Kang. He's gone. That was from range with the Phantom.
Kang lagi ngeliat kemana tuh Kang.
Evened it up.
It's a bit of a twist in the round. Smoggy's double blast
Tadi
pack
Viper ada
should be
ulti
able to
kah?
clear so much space on this map.
Oh iya loh.
Nats is just holding the snake bite to stop it from getting too much value, but Smoggy doesn't even touch it.
Yeah, pathing towards it. They don't actually have a smoke towards the back of the site. Finally, it does go up. It's a little bit deep, though.
I like it from Smoggy. He holds onto that ult as long as possible to let Haldon get the plant down.
It's him playing again. Still 4 versus 4. It's planted for mound control.
And yet,
no one playing mound. Yeah, they want to play on the site. Okay, it's going to come down to the gun duels.
Whoa.
Wider face, wider swing by Safe. He's traded. Brought down, but they've already swarmed onto the site here. It's Liquid. To win out these gunfights, these gun duels. A flash repeat right through the cage. You just don't anticipate it.
Huge play. It's nobody that gets that trade kill onto Safe too. And then the flash just dismantles Team Liquid's excellent structured retake.
Watching that play out, it just feels so good for Team Liquid.
It definitely.
All together, flooding in, making sure that they hold the crossfires, winning the duels out. The trades are instantaneous, but
nobody had one shot.
Huge.
Goes for the pop flash play for your own cage.
This has knocked Team Liquid down onto an eco again. What a situation that EDG find themselves in.
Heavy presence. There's 3 players of Liquid playing close here. Only the Haunt that wasn't dealt with, so Redguard is going to play the forward angle here with a Bulldog.
Team Liquid have anticipated this pivot over towards C. Safe Soulcast there to meet them. Soulcast has no utility and only a Sheriff. So no opportunity for C's nade combos or anything like that that could apply pressure.
Bit of clearance now towards B. Yampi would love somebody to just walk through the choke point. A bit of a lure going, but instead, no, it's going over towards C. Or is it?
EDG do not like what they just saw.
Yeah.
That was too much defensive utility being thrown.
Almost instantly, right into Yampi, all according to plan, or is it still? Well, spotted out. Here's Soulcast though, Sheriff.
Nice.
Out off this one, just the 1 kill, but Kang brought down is a good one. Here's an ult being used, Nightfall scattered through, a fight to be taken, flooding all the way in, grouped up entirely, Satchel over the top, Chichu spamming. It's an ult drop down as well, Haldong repositions back towards main, so the post-plant positioning is quite nice.
There.
Soulcast may be regretting using his ultimate there because this now doesn't really feel winnable. They needed to bank on following that fatal and instantly.
There's Smoggy with the cleanup. And I mean, okay.
Chichu alive.
Yeah, he just pushes right through his the wall as well to take the fight to them. So 6 to 4.
Excellent half so far by EDG, and they have the potential to make it even more powerful. Their slow game style is working perfectly for them here on Lotus. It is, by nature, a slightly slower map. You have to respect the defenders at the start, but then you're offered a lot of map control. And it just seems to suit Haldong very well.
Okay,
it's an unorthodox composition. Of course, if you only watch Masters Tokyo, you haven't seen Paper X pull it out just yet. And maybe they wouldn't with something not being here. But EDG is showing you how the double duelist can work. Liquid struggling to hold on, just being unfamiliar with their opponent in map 2, map 3 seems to really be an issue for them.
It's very brave by Safe. Leap really just trusting in the satchels to push them back, but of course he's going to be going down there. Fight taken, Solcast, it's up to him to hold back this onslaught. Does well to just get the 2 and get out of his life as well, so. EDG. Slow it down once more.
Ini kita mikir, nggak gue sih, gue bingung gue lihat kemana. Kadang gue ngeliat ke mapnya, kadang ngeliat gue ke UI-nya, kadang gue dengerin komentatornya. Jadi gue kayak sambil memprosesnya.
But the ult's not actually going to be great for them at this point because they've got no opportunities to pivot particularly.
Oh, here we go. Gives Howdong some info. Yampy B, bit of a bait and switch there. Horn into the back, broken. You notice somebody's into tree and. Pass is there to wide swing double phase. They were trying to punish this up angle. It didn't get anything. Yeah, it didn't get anything at all. There's no kill trade. In fact, a bit of fear just creeping into it. It's now a 2 versus 2. Spike not picked up. 25 seconds. Howdong. He knows that one player is at least towards main. Has the smoke replenished, but he doesn't wait for it to blossom. Yampy takes a fight just before then.
And
this is the #1 seed from EMEA fighting for survival right now in the match. Still in the upper bracket, of course. So not a disaster for them. But right now, EDG are pushing them. This is not like map 1, where it was a 13-9, but okay, Liquid felt like they were mostly in control. There was just some big hero plays. Thrifty's coming out. Team Liquid have really got their hands full dealing with what EDG are throwing at them currently. Is there really a chance that this Cinderella run is going to continue?
Yeah, another one in this tournament.
Another one today.
We've already got EG beating Loud. Can you have 2 princesses in the castle? I don't know. I mean, it's...
I think the rest of the squad will be looking at them as 2 ugly sisters.
Right, yeah.
Especially for Liquid and Loud.
Shadows traveling. Up online. Red card with the op. Kuku was mentioning it. Will we see it in play? Well, we do for the final round of their defensive half.
Get out of my way.
He will have his hands full though if he tries to take that duel against Kang. Knives brought up, bit of extra firepower.
I've got to say, I don't quite understand the theory behind the Redgar Rob, but it was doing work for them in some of their previous games. This time though, just being completely avoided.
I've got your trail.
Dash is here for Kang. Forward to the right click. Yampy. Again, he meets his match, but it's an instantaneous workaround. Let's go on the beat. Killjoy's down. No more util to stop us. We have the site.
Wajot go kill.
Kakako's pushing already, aggressive. Dynamic post plant here.
This is insane.
Sumpah, lu kode Overwatch tuh kayak jadi tracer tuh gila ya.
Playing up close here towards heaven. Crouch peek, but you just give him a glimpse, a glimmer, the slightest of angles. Redgar does answer back, but nobody. He's just launching himself right into the smoke, jumping forwards. Redgar making plays wider, swing wider, face it's all down to him, and he gets spammed. And so 75, that's where we find ourselves, Josh.
Gila.
What was map 1? 6-6, map 2 was 6-6, I believe, when we reach this point. I mean, this is EDG with an edge, with an advantage against EMEA's #1 seed.
And so many of these rounds are Kang working things like this. Nobody popped the Seekers from so far away that Yampy does not expect the duelist to be pushed up like this. Kang woke up map 2 and he's kept it going.
Sitting at 17-9. That's what the scoreboard's looking like. I mean, that is an outrageous performance in the
Nggak istirahat dulu nih.
Energy in the Team Liquid camp normally high, but I feel like some of it might just be nervous energy, a bit antsy.
Baru saja jadi member, thank you bang. Kayak kamu di sama Felix.
Edward Gaming as well with a slight lead. Let's send it down to the desk to break it all down.
Harus bawa shorty.
Oh boy. Well, I tell you, here's the thing. This game has really been the gift that keeps on giving because
use your words carefully.
Yeah, I feel like you're setting up a bad joke already. I'm not excited.
But I will say this much though. It's gonna feel like that we're beating a dead horse, but we gotta have to talk about Kang again, man.
Well, it's because the horse keeps coming back to life.
Yeah, it's risen.
He continues to just take over, man. We saw it in their last round or the second to last round. I don't remember. He just makes a play by himself, right? He just plays at such an insane pace. It's ballistic. Little things like this. The fact that I believe it was round 5. He goes and gets his blades. Goes aggressive, sets up the ace in the following round. I'm forgetting kills in the previous round. And then he gets blades again, round 7. I mean, it's just so consistent.
We're loving it, we're enjoying it, and we have to see the comparison between him and Safe. Exactly what you just said, Doc. It's not only in the numbers, of course, where kind of things are going looking insane. It's the fact that he can do it by himself. He doesn't even need the rest of the team setting him up. He can take on that responsibility and actually give that mid-round call just based on the aggressiveness. For example, the perfect round was the last one, where he just gets the kill onto Jumpy. No utility on B. Let's just go and plan. That's going to be easy for us.
I just like the fact that he is he's a player that literally he will take initiative. You give him an inch, he takes 50 miles.
But I think it's more than that. I think the mechanics come into play too, because let's be perfectly honest. If any of us are playing Jet and we're standing in a smoke with blades and we just dash out to right-click somebody who's there, guess what?
Speak about yourself,
we're good.
Okay?
Sorry, you're right. Bio would hit it. GB, we would miss.
We would miss it.
He does not.
This kid is out of this world. But how does Team Liquid turn this around?
I mean, I think they can, especially now that we're moving on to the second half. Let's see how that double duelist can transform into defense.
Well, you heard from Kukuka. We'll see how this is going to play out and send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
I was taking a glimpse and a glimmer as well of those coach cams, and you know, Emil's all smiles as well coming into this. Despite the 2-round deficit that's currently leading, it is worth pointing out, Lotus does trend attack-sided, so I think Liquid are feeling confident that they can rally back.
Yeah, with a pistol under their belt, anything is possible. Team Liquid themselves trend attack-sided on this map too. It's not just about Lotus.
Prowler's good for that. Make sure to take out some of these strips in a fight taken towards the back. Nobody not shying away.
Get safe
to the corner. Nate's doing a bit of damage, but that is a weird way to peek that. Soulcast all the way through, this way, that way. Safe is here. All the way in the air with the right clicks. Kankan brings down Safe. The dash is there still. They've completely given up an idea of a post-plant setup as well. Nobody's really playing this one. Gliding past with the frenzy. Spamming away. Util has been pulled out, but everybody's playing through main as a reflank attempt as well. Redgar is in that connector, pushing forwards. Ships in the knife, Rudy smokes. Redgar is spotted out, and Howdong's left to just 47 health. The paranoia makes his life a misery. How do you play this? No chance in hell, not with that crossfire setup that they had. So Liquid getting a pistol, Josh. It's an important one, and it could set them on a bit of a lead.
The Desk were asking Safe to step up, and on the attack side, that's really where I feel like, actually, both sides of Haven, he was spectacular, but being able to entry in the previous 2 maps that we've seen, Safe looks excellent. He does it here. He delivers them 2 really crucial kills that open the doorway for Team Liquid. And EDG couldn't particularly respond. You've got to imagine that EDG are going to be picking up the operator pretty heavily onto Kankan. On defense, Smoggy's going to be the one rotating around. Kankan thought about picking up a Sheriff in this round, but he goes for the Shorty instead. Just keep an eye on that guy's economy, because it's going to indicate when things might start to get slightly more difficult for Liquid. This round should be a little bit of a gimme.
EDG just trying to spot out as well where the hit might land, see if they can over-rotate. Stop it in its tracks. They are currently stacked up over towards C.
A little tap of the spike there from Redgar, seeing if there was a trap play ready to pop. It's very common that teams run those. Cover going up. I'm talking about this round being a bit of a gimme. Obviously, it may not be. We've seen EDG come out with some ridiculous stuff. I think a lot of the EMEA fans may have been considering this game to be a bit of a gimme as well, and it has been anything but. I mean, since about
Saipul agak diem ya. Saipul siapa anjir?
Tendrils of doubt, perhaps.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said,
ayo guys, di like dulu videonya. 1000 like nggak sih biar Riot seneng. Like dulu cepet, like dulu. Pencet like dulu cepet.
But I think I would agree with it too. It's not like they were the dominant team throughout the regular season. And I'm still not sure what to think about them watching this game. I'm loving some of the stuff that they do, but we've seen some weird moments too. We may not have our answer even at the end of this match. But they're dealing with the threats here.
Like you said, should be a clean one. Easy win.
Get like dulu cepet videonya.
He's too low here. He'd love to go down to the spike, but yeah. He's given a kill. I mean, he takes out Soulcast.
He'll take that one.
Interesting. All right, 7-7, evened up. And as we said, the map does trend attack side at Team Liquid with this double controller comp as well. The trouble for EDG, what they're going to be running into is if they do try and get, you know, an op online on the defensive side, if they want to try and lean into that for Kang, the double controller they've got is very good at trying to deal with that. I mean, you cut off the angles in many, many ways.
And also, Soulcast is going to be using his Haunt into positions that are very high up and far away from the normal crosshair placement of an operator player. So unless you're having somebody break those Haunts for you constantly, it's going to be tough. Same kind of flow to this round. And we get Haodong posted up on top of Rubble. This causes Team Liquid to more actively go and take some mound control. A little quicker with their map control than we saw from EDG.
Here.
But a similar threat to deal with if they go back into A.
Just a reclearance into mid as well. I think there might be some danger for Yampy while this hit also starts to come through, because yeah, Dog chasing away. Smoggy clean to set himself up, the satchel. No easy fight, no clean fight for Yampy.
God, that's an excellent entry, and that's how you want to be taking fights sometimes on the Raze. And now it looks like they're heading back into Haodong.
Here we go.
I thought they just end up committing C there. The Prowlers are so good at getting rid of trips.
Go kill.
There is a Haunt.
That's a lineup for Rubble.
Yeah, lineup will land. They also have a Haunt that's quite nice to clear a lot of this. The Prowler drops down, so they're going to start to make it feel like there's a lot of presence towards
What a call by Redgar.
Yeah.
The fake re-clear of Haodong sets them back up to pop into C. Now, it's not like they were trying to get rid of Nanoswarms. Killjoy's not on the other side there. They don't have to worry about snake bites. In theory, C should be easy unless there's a stack, and Redgar's calling completely mitigates it. Beautiful round from Redgar, and potentially safe for one of the others that tends to call those mid-rounds.
Maneuvered that so nicely. Coverage is there as well into the smokes. Nobody's just staring at a boombot, trying to deal with it as the smoke fades away.
That is beautiful.
It's all come together. And this is a bonus round for Liquid. More than happy with it.
We may well look back at this match, in fact, and think of this as being the round that turned it for Liquid. Because this is going to rip the economy so heavily in Team Liquid's favor and set themselves up from being down 5-7 at the half to being the team in control. Well in control.
Yeah. Really nice call with a macro play this round, but see if Smoggy can get out with the rifle. Safe is holding and watching.
Watch,
yeah. Chance. In fact, Redgar is going to be able to find himself an upgrade. So the lead is gained here for Team Liquid. Just by one, but
normally when you see these Cypher comps played, I say normally, in the very rare instances where you see these Cypher comps played on Lotus, I'm thinking back to the Paper Exports that I've watched of them playing in Pacific. They use very nerdy kill trip setups where there isn't too much on the other teams usually to deal with it. The way that Team Liquid, the way that Fnatic, the way that the top teams in EMEA tend to play this
time out dulu.
Is with the Prowlers. And the Prowlers are so
level of a site or wherever else. So
you look at what Chichu's got working with. He's got both of those trips and both of those cages, but he's not going to want to invest them this round because it's just a full eco. That's the value of Team Liquid's attack side calling in that prior.
A lot of disrespect.
Here.
Look how good the snake bites and the Viper utility are, though, on this map.
What is he playing at here? The orb's down. Let's watch.
He's got him.
He did get Nats.
He's got Nats.
Brought him down. Yampy was supposed to be holding that smoke in case it ended up happening. So, 4. All it takes is a few more openings, and suddenly we're looking at a different turn of events. Jump spot on either side. Camera up top as well. This will see any contact plays.
I have the spike. They've got a Snake duo. They would usually have snake bites. It is difficult to hard anchor.
Oh yeah, that nade is fantastic. Bounce against the wall just in case Chichu was playing there. Nobody pushing through the smoke, trying to make something of it. He's removed. Yeah, that's an amazing nade. They can hear either the cam or some indicator of it.
I don't know how EDG are going to hold on to C. Just in theory, this composition looks so weak at being able to handle that area. They've got cam for contact, but unless they stack players over there, they're going to need info very early on in order to do that effectively. There's no snake bites, no nanoswarms, no way the teams are normally going to use to keep people out. Perhaps putting an operator over on that line is going to be helpful. Seems like a good solve.
Yeah, it could be.
But again, if you're going to op down towards C, you need to be able to break Soulcast's haunt, and he's got 3 or 4 different positions that you can throw it. A couple that stick into walls that are really annoying. One on top of the box.
Let's start this party.
Here we go now. Potentially a play. Forwards towards the choke point. You're seeing a paranoia. That's going to be sent flying. That's intended to actually catch the player who was satcheling. It does, onto safe. So he was blinded up. Doesn't know where these players are currently operating at. Nanoswarm at the back. Smoggy's disrespecting it. But a reset here. Nobody with the aim. Smoke drops right in time for Safe to take the clean fight.
Meanwhile, Redgar up into spawn. I mean, Redgar's in one spawn, Kangkang's in the other. Chaos, anarchy in the round.
Insane, and it's watchful by Soulcast, of course. Kangkang goes for it. A jump spot around Safe shuts him down.
You're asking Safe to step up. Look at what he's delivered for them so far in this half. Exactly when his team needs it. He's just muscling his way through.
Chichu.
Okay. We coba refresh ya.
Pressure, the responsibility on his shoulders because he wants to go for this. He really does.
There he is again.
He ends up falling, though. Not carrying the Odin into the next. That's 10-7 for Team Liquid. And it feels like, again, Josh, that turning point. You know, we were talking about it all the way back when. One round that they ended up winning off that macro call on the bonus. The economy is flourishing for Liquid. They have all the momentum behind them now. It's a team that's really playing indicative, I think, of the seeding that they've come into here. EMEA's first.
Yeah, this attack side, you're really seeing why Team Liquid are trophy lifters. Last time they won a trophy in EMEA, it was a different roster, but Yampi and Soulcast were both still there. They ended up placing 4th in a tournament. They've done it before as well. They've won LCQ and placed deep into tournaments.
Yeah. Forgetting about most recently. EMEA as well.
Right.
Yeah.
But we've yet to see where they're going to place in terms of that global follow-up.
The international performance.
And that's what's eluded Liquid, to be honest. At this roster, something feels a little different with Safe at the helm.
The extra firepower. Everybody else is firing as well. This team is dangerous, you know.
And that might seem a bit strange to talk about extra firepower when it was Scream at the helm in the previous one. He's an incredible aimer, but Safe's just so intelligent with his way of thinking about the game. What's Redgar up?
I think he suspects that there's a cam on the
right.
So he's trying to spam it out.
A sensible position for the cam, for sure.
Yeah, I suppose. Pushing forward. It's a bit of a bait and switch. I think Redgar was calling, like, trying to fake that C pressure. Can't TP in time. Here's the rocket. Safe right in their face. One to respond. One in kind. Smoggy takes himself out. Not before bringing down Soulcast, but 2v3s is really winnable. 3-2-1 double phase. Still, Nas is just disrespecting them. He had the dart in the entire time. Wanted to try and take the clean fight, but they handed over a gun. Flash through. Doesn't connect. Spam down. Redgar, he claims it.
Safe there again once more, making sure that none of these rounds slip through the cracks. Team Liquid are now 2 rounds away from being able to advance, play against Evil Geniuses, and knock EDG down a peg. Not a single defensive round has been won here by the double duelist composition. They just can't figure out a way of being able to deal with the slow, methodical map control. It's constant pressure coming out from Team Liquid. This is what their composition thrives on. You're going to see an op head-to-head in this round as we tick things down.
It's for Liquid to be placed on that bomb. Round.
Nats has gone through. Love the timing from Nats.
The movement is lovely, but these walls, surely they're going to be falling. Onto the angle. What is going on in mid while this has happened? through. Surely they could be falling to the angle. What is going on in mid while this is happening? Lovely timing from that movement, pushing them all the way through. Safe wants to take a fight with it though.
Sampai rusak tuh.
This is kill. B-site completely cleaned out. It just feels inevitable. It just feels inevitable. Kang. The timing was there to potentially get a kill, but everybody
Sampai
has to
rusak
play
di sana ya guys ya.
Again, flood back into this. Okay, nobody. At least a flash at his feet. Nanoswarm's there though. Enough to delay. Surely time is not there for him. 42. Health on board. Tap onto the defuse as well. Realizes it. Couldn't play it, and he's even going to go down to the spike. Yep. This is sheer domination on this half for Liquid. Complete control, Josh.
This is what you're looking for. If you've got Liquid up at the top, if you saw what they did in EMEA and were thinking, we need them to replicate that at a global event, this is their time. These are the moments, these are the halves that you're looking for them to be able to reproduce. It's just been excellent stuff. None of the fumbles, none of the wiggles that we saw from them earlier on in this match. All of the consistency. Safe has gone from being bottom of the scoreboard at the halftime to being right back up at the top. 20 kills in 20 rounds.
One more step is all they need to get over that finish line. Lock up this match all the way through. Already into B. Red Guy is standing in a nano swarm. Nats has fallen relatively early. Red Guy swinging forwards, taking a fight and spam through the box. It's that reclaimant of the B main control. Fighting here from nobody. He loses it.
Safe can't lose. Every fight he's taking.
He is popping off. Soulcast looking to try and catch that. Oh, he saw him, but still took his sightline off of him for a moment. Still,
bisa gitu.
The spike's been planted as a
Dia noleh yang
potential
itu,
in
noleh
play.
juga.
Safe's got it, now letting it loose. Rocket firing past, not sure where that one landed. A bit of a reload as well, and reposition. EDG, they got the player advantage, but Safe is still alive. Smoggy lands a shot. And finally around the board. On the defensive side here for EDG, just in time.
The first one that they've been able to put together in this entire half. And really, it comes off the back of fighting. EDG's composition isn't good enough to just sit there slowly and absorb aggression. So they chose to push through the rotating door, C to B, fight it, force reaction.
Timingnya parah banget
out
ya.
from Liquid. And
Serem
see if they
banget ya.
can basically thrive in the chaos. How much longer can they keep that up for? Can they find those timings again? They need 4 in a row after only getting 1 so far.
Let's see what they're capable of. Double satchel across to the horn. Clears out A main almost instantly. Kang was holding a side off angle, hoping that maybe you could catch somebody lurking, but give it up.
Here.
Smokes are propped up for now. Team Liquid just happy to take this A main control. Leaving Redgar pushed up deep into B main. He's going to be able to hit his Trailblazer.
Here.
Not willing to slow it. Just a tad. The overall pace and expectations of this round. Okay. Jump spot. Redgar did call that it could have been pushed through onto C. Nobody's deep Trailblazer. Here's a horn from pretty far back, actually. Should be clearing a lot of that, so.
Nats is in such a deep position. I wonder if he's got a pit prepped. Has Nats got some kind of Viper pit lineup that spills out into B here?
EDG are just left reeling here. They have a really difficult grasp of what's going on. Doors opened up. Kang, time to step up, son. Maybe do something about it! Right through the wall, claims the second. Here's the knives, here's the dash.
Jotimba.
And now it's Liquid. Gonna run their way into B, get that plan down, but guess what? Kang is not messing around, he's feeling it. Fight taken, nobody's still there, scrambling with 12 seconds in the round. Redgar. Flash doesn't connect here, 10 seconds remaining. Spike out in the open, dropped into the pit. It's a Colosseum. With Redgar as a gladiator, but not enough time to get the plan down. It's a lost round immediately. EDG.
Wow.
Get another one. It took everything out of Kang.
And 5 opportunities slipped down to 3 for Team Liquid to close this out.
30 seconds.
Their match points. Not in a desperate situation just yet. But what felt absolutely inevitable is now being contested, just a tad. The economy's still in a good spot for Team Liquid, but they're going to take a tactical timeout. Deep breaths, bit of barking, see if you can get the energy back up and close this thing out.
Get the energy
EDG
back up.
Really made an adjustment here, and it seems to be to try and find the timings mid to late in the half.
It's a bit more loose, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the door opens up, somebody takes a peek. Kang in that instance as well, getting his 2, but
I feel like those loose plays though, how are they gonna win every time?
Yeah, is it gonna be consistent? That's the question, because I mean, you're gonna have to pull out multiple rounds like that to try and knock at the door. Liquid, you might be getting ahead of yourselves there, to be honest.
Getting very ahead of yourself.
Yeah. Job's not done, job's not finished, because it's Liquid still with just one more step to take. They've locked up this series. That's what the timeout's for now. Yeah, but it doesn't really feel like a big, you know, macro overhaul with EDG with the way they're playing. It just feels like a lot more individual focus, fights to be taken all over the place.
That's what they're going to have to rely on. At some point here too, this pit is going to go down from Nats, and it's going to make things extremely difficult for EDG. And if you've seen some chaos and anarchy in the map so far, just wait until no one can see each other.
Flash is bad, actually gets caught into the corner there. Really not able to dead it. Here's a re-clearance. Paranoia, satchel up, top and across. They really are keen to take these fights, you can feel it.
I'm amazed that nobody only took a fraction of damage there.
Just the exchange of utility. Doesn't have any flashes available in his back pocket. Fully grouped up from Liquid. Jump spotting from on top of the boxes. And they are just waiting it out, waiting it out. It looks like they have a bit of a util combo. Sokas has his C's. He's going to be opting to use it. No, just brute force, barreling through with the weapons. Advantage for them.
But they know that almost everybody is here. I mean, the snake bite even getting used tells them the Nats isn't lurking up on A, and it's going to allow Kang to move forwards. I like that EDG are clearly communicating things effectively. But it does put things down, potentially into Kang's hands.
Yeah, maybe. Bit of presence into C, jump spot.
Good awareness.
Yeah. Kang's going to be noted. Backs himself away, doesn't want to give away his life, but yeah, it's going to be
30 seconds.
They're trying the same thing as they did on the bonus. Putting that fake re-clear over towards Rubble, pivoting to C. They're hoping that Shishu and nobody have left. They're here.
Yeah, here we go. Sending it flying. Ult's committed into the cage. Nobody has to hold down the line, and so does Shishu. Beams down 2, the turret doing damage. Yami's still alive and kicking Haodong. Lays it down with a level of spray. With the Phantom, that's enough to just put a stop to this entirely. Team Liquid potentially overcooking it. 12 to 10. EDG clawing their way.
No way.
Rather than saying Team Liquid cooked it, I think you've got to give credit to EDG in that situation, because the same kind of macro pathing worked incredibly well for Redgar in round 15. And then here, the adjustment from EDG is to not believe the pressure coming towards Kang. Just hold your ground on C still. Don't over-rotate. You know what Team Liquid are capable of. I mean, God, you lost 7 rounds to it.
2 more chances. 2 more chances. Liquid, obviously, the string of rounds that they ended up to win. They do have the money to get the buy together at this point.
Shishu used his cam in C. Redguard's sticking around in this area, probably thinking about the fact that they're going to have to break it in order to win the macro game. Look at the information that Cam is getting them. Everybody on EDG leaning over towards A and B. Literally not a soul on C.
Typical util being used by Team Liquid. There's a snake bite overhead. You know that A main's clear. Next level to it. Maybe going in a different direction. Seekers are online though, so EDG going to be using those. A couple getting caught at the little door.
And breaking it, in fact.
Break it, yeah.
This one, a slow round, but one in which the cam has just stayed up the entire time.
My camera is destroyed.
Now the cam gets broken, and with that being at 40 seconds, it's gonna draw people
away.
Yampi's got the lockdown. How do they want to play this one? Door was broken prior from the Seekers. Here's a paranoia.
No Odin.
Yeah, no Odin spam. Still in the tree. Watch for, and here's the collapse. EDG. KanKang still alive, into the back. Viper's Pit finally dropped here. And where's going to be the convergence? 14 seconds left. The plant needs to be stuck, but every angle needs to be watched for. The plant is denied. Nats's there, bit of spam and spray and pray over the top with the shorty. He's missed him though. Oh my goodness, and time has run far too short. We'd have to take Soulcast to kill all three, and it can't be done. What was 5 attempts, 5 chances to close out this series. It's now just come down to 1.
And now I think they're overcooking it, Bren.
Dear.
I mean, that round, they knew the cam was there on C the entire time. And then they break it and decide to hit into A. To some degree, I like the idea, but they just didn't have enough control over towards the A side of the map. They picked up the orb for lockdown way too late because they were planning to use it for post-plant, presumably.
Nice!
Teriak mulu anjing.
Heavy breath.
Yeah, you gotta catch your breath.
I mean,
heavy
they
breath.
Feel it. The string of rounds that both of these teams have put together in the second half is unbelievable. 7 in a row, then 4 in a row to come back, and we're going into the last round of regulation one way or another.
Final timeout for Liquid.
Now, Bren, remind me, have Edward Gaming played any overtimes in this event?
Cuma buat ngambil nafas doang.
Have they played any overtimes at any global events before? Because I can't remember.
They're certainly going to be well versed if it does end up going to OT. No strangers to that level of play when it gets to that point. Not at all.
And whereas I felt like Safe was absolutely dominating from rounds 13 to 19, as, you know, Team Liquid came online, coming out of the pistol round. He's quieted down. We haven't seen that same explosive performance because I feel like Liquid are really trying to run fakes and push and pull rather than just setting Safe up to frag. And that's opened the door for KanKang and Smoggy, you know, other people on the EDG to have big performances because they're not just getting a race thrown into their face. It would be a gutsy call.
Okay. Showstopper off the rip with the paranoia to clear all the way through here.
Talk about gutsy calls.
I mean, Smoggy is just going for this one. It's a tight squeeze as well, straight through the middle of B. The rocket went flying. Kills waiting to be found, KanKang. Of course he takes the fight.
That's the spike.
Corner all the way back. That is the spike that needs to be reinforcements, and here it is. Redcar trying to take advantage of the chaos. He pushed up all the way into C and pays for it with his life. KanKang's still there. The dash, disengage once more. Tap of the rifle. Sees, connects. It's down and still lays claim to it. It's a one-on-one.
And they know that Chishu was over towards C. He was the player that killed Redgar. Soulcast, he's concerned slightly that somebody could be stairs, but he's going to meet the trip.
Trip's there.
Doesn't slow him down enough. Soulcast will still have an opportunity to reposition in this 1v1. The pressure on both of these players is insane.
Hemat uang. Zeran baru aja buang 10.000. Jiwa Valorant Kohan Strongesi.
Enggak, enak aja lu. Aku cuma nonton.
Control to clear most of this one. He has a bit of time. He knew it was going to be for the A plant.
Shishu has been so clutch at global events, whereas Soulcast, he's had his moments that have been absolute nightmares. This would be such redemption.
To gamble, but time needs to be played here. You're running out of it, Shichu. You're really rapidly running out of it. He doesn't know where it's played for. He was hoping for a chance, an opportunity. Swinging wide, and Soulcast shuts it down. It's 13-11 in the final moments here of this series. Team Liquid, he shut down the scrappy upstarts of Edward Gaming.
An absolute relief on all of the faces there of the Team Liquid players.
So EDG
Redgar going over and showing exactly what it means as Soulcast picks it up.
Nice game.
Hugs all round for their player that wins the 1v1 and saves them from having to go into overtime. Because EDG had started to figure something out towards the end of Lotus there. A narrow escape, frankly, for the #1 seed from EMEA. But also, we got to see some amazing stuff from them. Some spectacular rounds, fantastic game plans, enormous moments, monster plays from Safe in particular, and yet also bit of spaghetti.
It was a little bit all over the place at times.
I still don't know what to think about this Liquid team, but I'm going to enjoy them playing against Evil Geniuses so much. Both of the teams from Americas and EMEA that have recently taken the scalp of the kind of big dogs in the region. The teams that made finals of Lock-In.
Wow. Rame ya.
See how they clash as well a little bit later on, but full congratulations here for Team Liquid. They were pushed, don't get me wrong, listen, a lot of close maps here.
And EDG will still have their chances in the tournament. They already made it out of groups. They accomplished their goal, made playoffs, upper bracket, gives them another life.
Ya udah, GG, that's it. Besok berarti
350 ACS
yakin dari pagi kalian.
12 first bloods.
12 first bloods is absolutely
Gak kecapean teriak
He
dia.
had as many first bloods as everybody else combined.
Yeah, okay. When you phrase it like that, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
That ain't bad. And I'm not just talking about on his team, I'm talking about everyone else in the server combined.
Really was taken over at times.
Besok
But I think that shows what Liquid are capable of. They're a team that even if one person goes crazy against them, they've actually got the team play and the game plan to be able to still work around it. And this one was very close. We could have easily have been saying the opposite, that Kankan carried his team to a victory, etc. But at the end of the day, it's fine margins that make the difference.
Absolutely. What a tournament we've had so far as well. The players know different, man. Masters Tokyo has been living up to the hype. Competition, it's almost even across the board. You never really know what's going to be happening on a moment's notice. Still plenty more to come. But the matches are still early days. They're not even in the elimination portion yet of the playoffs.
No. Tapi kalau gue siangnya kagak bangun gimana guys? Paginya kagak bangun. Kita nggak bisa nonton Fnatic.
Highlights really just showcasing what's on display here between these two teams. That's going to do it for the series
Wajib dari
of
pagi.
the day. Go to a short break on the other side of things, of course, send it down to the best.
Oke guys, so jadi itu dia untuk day pertama gua ya. Valorant Watch Party Liquid versus EDG. Seru. Besok kita nonton lagi. Kalau gue bangun pagi, besok kita akan nonton Fnatic lawan Energy. Atau enggak siangnya ada Paper X lawan DRX jam 1 waktu Indonesia Barat. Kalau misalkan sesuai ya, Habis tidur jam 10 bangun pagi. Ya wes kalau gitu. Ya udah. Kita ketemu di stream abis ini ya. Karena abisnya gue stream lagi. Ini nanti mau gue kasih ke Riot. Oke, thank you semuanya udah nonton. It's been fun. Seru. Ini abis ini ada apa lagi nih? Ini ada waktu istirahat lagi nih. Abis ini apaan? Wawancara. Kalian mau lihat wawancaranya. Seru. Watch party seru. Ya, bubar. Oh, interview. Mau nonton interviewnya kalian? Ya like dulu cepet. Terus. GG boy, GG. Saatnya comeback Valorant gak sih? Ya masalahnya waktunya tuh jalan ini. Cuman gue gak nongolin aja. Ya mau lewat wawancaranya kalian. Siapa tahu yang diwawancara nanti si Jot kan. Gila sih. Keng. Kambe follow atau e-sport enggak. Terima kasih, gue sama penikmat doang guys. Oh ini udah day 5 anjir, playoff. Lima hari nih. Wah, ini 5 hari bangun pagi susah banget sih gue. fun to watch this kid play from start till now. Jot server lain. GG EDG lower bracket run it is. Gua harus lihat something. Harus lihat awal. Oke deh. Gue bangun pagi, gue coba deh. Jam 2 ya. Jam 2 gue tidur loh. Ji, tapi capek sih. Nontonnya aja capek loh gue loh. Dari tadi sampai sekarang loh. Karena gue gak ada cemilan cuy. Kalau ada cemilan sih enak ya. Gue gak ada cemilan dari tadi Jen. Ya jam 12 gue udah harus streaming. Gak ada cemilan gue. Gak boleh nyemil gue. Ya wes. Itu lagi foto-foto tuh guys.
Both sides and well the odds were just slightly in the favor of Solkis there at the end. What an incredible game that was.
No, ini mah ya. Ya wes. Thank you guys semuanya yang udah nonton. Kita ketemu lagi di next watch party Valorant. See you on the next stream. Thank you. Bye bye. Yuk restream.